Hello there, fellow collectors. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to episode 24. Keeping it moving of Sneak Peek. I'm here with the one and only Mr. Up-and-Comer, a.k.a. Mr. Meow, a.k.a. Mr. This Just In, a.k.a. Justin, a.k.a. How? Yeah. Figure.
That's right, man.
What's up, bro? How you doing tonight?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Feeling good. Nice little chill. It feels chill tonight. If you're in the chat, thanks for being here. It's going to be a nice, chill show. We don't, again, last week was a lot of fun,
Nice
a lot
chill.
to talk about, but it was a lot, man. So it's nice to be able to breathe a little bit. Still have a couple cool topics to talk about, and excited to go over them with you, man. We got a few new figures to talk about, and something we couldn't talk about last week because we ran out of time that we're going to focus on this week. So I'm excited.
Yeah, dude, it's weird. We get like the influx of releases and just get like last show we went for over 3 hours. Didn't really even have time to get through everything. So we're going to talk about some of the stuff we kind of went through quickly last time, but it was crazy. And then you kind of get, like times like this where we just get a couple things, one of which we already kind of talked about. But then it kind of slows down a little bit, but it's kind of nice because then we get some time to talk about some other things as well, address the chat a little bit more and answer some of their questions. So I'm looking forward to it, dude. So pretty chill stream tonight. Probably won't be 3 hours, but we got plenty of stuff still to talk about. So like I said, everybody, welcome into the show. I hope you all enjoy your stay. Housekeeping for you. If you like what we do on Sundays, we got a Coca-Cola sponsorship. If you like what we do on Sundays, please consider supporting the channel by becoming a member of the Evil Empire, where you get access to a bunch of cool perks, including custom emojis, custom shoutouts, members only early access, and also giveaways, which there's gonna probably be a giveaway coming soon. That's all I'm gonna say about it. You can join by hitting the join button on my channel page, or there's always a link pinned in the live chat. Huge shout out to all. What do we got? 32 members, and we got a new one. I see a new one in the chat that popped up. You guys, I say it every week, are the best in the 1/6 game. Also, if you're looking for some cases like the ones behind me, you can go to MODUSPACE.com, use code SNEAKER in all caps for $20 off your order. Justin, what kind of cases do you have? Because I know some people are talking about those too. I forget the name of them.
This one right here?
Yeah.
This that IKEA Mills bow.
Yeah. IKEA's got some like decent options, man. For sure.
I will say if you need something now, like I wanted to go ahead and get something now, just that I could have like today. This is I'm really happy with this. The only issue I have with it is it's very difficult to get the LED lighting strips through there, so I wouldn't recommend maybe doing that. I tried my best, but when I get another one or get another case, I'm definitely going to be doing a different lighting setup. That was kind of a nice lie.
Custom LEDs are tough, man. Custom LEDs are tough for sure. Take up a lot of time to try to figure that stuff out. Yeah. But last but not least, before we get into addressing the chat, I want to give a shout out to Underground Figures. You can check them out by going to undergroundfigures.net. If you make an account on their website, you're eligible for no NRD pre-orders. They have great prices. Double box, all shipments free of charge, which I'm like a double box snob now. Sideshow, if I order from Sideshow, double box. It's got to happen. I'll pay the extra couple bucks. California to Wisconsin, sometimes it hasn't been too kind to me in the past, but underground double box, all shipments free of charge. Check out the description below for details. As always, mention me if I sent, or mention me, please mention I sent you if you email them and put in an order, or if you just have a question. Helps for future giveaways for the channel. Like I said, there's gonna be some stuff hopefully coming up in the near future, but let's get into the chat. We got 32 people in the house. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. We got 17 likes, 32 people in the house. Please hit that like button. Would really appreciate that. Who do we got to start out the show? We got Nomar in the house. He says, yo, it's the Evil Empire. What's up, Nomar? Thank you so much for being here, bro. Appreciate your support of the channel. As always, same for you, Universal Key. Evening, everyone. Evening to you, sir. Thank you so much for being here. I gotta pull up my list. We got 32, now 33 channel members. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. We got a Grand Admiral of the channel, Howard Potts, in the house. What's up, dude? Thank you so much for being here. He says evening, gents. Evening to you. We got another Grand Admiral, Valkyrie Magnus, in the house. Good evening, guys. It's Evil Empire time. Same evil channel, same evil time, and same evil sneaker. Let's go. Thank you for being here. We got Darth Malgus for Emperor. Good evening, everyone. What's up, man? Thank you so much for tuning into the show tonight. We got Christian Cooper in the house as always. What's up, guys? What's up, Christian? I know Christian just got his Clone Wars Obi-Wan. Mine's supposed to ship from Underground this week, I believe. So super excited about that one. Great pickup. We got Grand Admiral How You Figure in the house. He's right next to me as well on the show tonight. We got Stacy Jedi 291 in the house. Says good evening, Steve, Justin, and fellow collectors. What's up, Stacy? Thank you so much for being here as always. We got Grand Moff Cage in the house. What's up, dude? He says, what's good, everyone? Hope you're all doing well. Hello there. Cage, thanks so much for being here every single stream. We got Renz, the talent, Tolentino in the house. Hello, everyone. What's up, Renz? Thanks for being here, man. We got Nomar saying, Justin, I hope you're going to be there with Steve tonight. Damn, he thought you were going to miss it. He thought you were going to miss it. Crazy.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. And, you know, like I said, I appreciate, I'm going to be honest with you guys, man, not to call out Steve, but I was actually in the backstage before Steve tonight.
You beat me to the show tonight.
So I'm ready, man. I'm locked in.
This is a
I'm
first.
locked in tonight.
This is a first.
It is a first. It really is.
No, that's awesome, dude. Thank you for being here early. Love it. We got Silent, another channel member in the house, says hello. What's up, dude? Thank you so much for being here. Another Grand Admiral, AJ Agrusa, says hello, friends. Hope all is well. You as well, man. Thank you so much for tuning in. Another channel member, Collection Obsession, is in the house. Hello there. What's up, dude? Thank you so much for being here. Oh, another channel member, Crevis 1138, says, hey, Steve, Justin, chat. Hope everyone is doing great. Hope you are doing great as well, man. Thank you so much for being here. We got Running Geek. Welcome to the Evil Empire, my friend. Thank you so much for joining the show. Hope you enjoy your stay. Not sure how long you've been watching, if you've just been kind of lurking in the, lurking on the streams and stuff, but really appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so much for the support of the channel and the support of Sneak Peek. Really appreciate it. Welcome in, man. Welcome in. We got Giovin in the house. He says, howdy to you, sir. Yeehaw. Giddy up for a good show tonight. We got Eclectic Collector in the house. Says, what's up, everyone? What's up to you? Another channel member, Brad Cormack. Evening, everyone. What's up, Brad? Thank you for tuning in. We got Jeffrey. He says, hello, all. Hello to you, sir. Thank you for being here. We got another channel member in the house, Tristan. I'm going to be looking like Wolverine in the opener of the movie by the time my module cases arrive. Oh, dude, hopefully soon. You've got to be getting, I think yours should be like, I remember you telling me like it's going to be really soon. Really soon. Yeah, it's got to be that time. We got Jake in the house, says, hello, everyone. Good evening to you. Dude, that picture of Ahsoka makes me excited to see Ahsoka season 2 at some point. At some point. Got to be hyped about that once it comes out.
I'm hoping we start getting that line coming. I mean, well, I actually don't hope that because we have so much coming out already. But with that Thrawn coming out this year, man, I'm wondering if we're going to get maybe one or two more pieces from that line. I think we will, actually.
Dude, that line is scary, man.
Woo. Yeah, it's scary. It keeps me up at night.
Woo. With everything going on, that line could just start dropping like crazy. It's going to be wild. Thank you, Jake, for being here.
Scary thought, man.
Scary thought. We got Grand Admiral Thrawn's office. Yes, the office of Thrawn himself is also a Grand Admiral. Hello there.
Thrawn's.
Hello there to you. Thank you so much for being here.
Good to see you, man.
Adrian. We got Adrian in the house. What's up, Adrian? He says, Dennis Rodman shirt fire. Justin, wow. Dennis Rodman. Look at that. It's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
I appreciate that, man. Great shirt. I got this from, what's that store called? I actually got it at a mall, believe it or not. I'll think of it. I'll type it in the chat. It's escaping me right now.
You got it at a mall. We got Safeful in the house. What's up, Safeful? He says, yo, boys. What's up, dude? Thanks so much for tuning into the show. We are through the chat. Thank you, guys. Like I said, please hit that like button. Really would appreciate that. Thank you all for tuning in. We got 39 in the house now to start the show. Oh, shall we get into it? Look at that. Yeah. Addressing the chat in under 14 minutes. Look at that.
What's that store in the mall that's got like skater stuff? It's like
Hot Topic?
It's not Hot Topic though. It's this other store in the mall that's got, it's not PacSun.
PacSun, Hot Topic, Spencer's
like
Gifts.
It's not Spencer's, man.
Going to the Spencer's Gifts, bro.
Anybody in the chat know another store in the
Foot
mall
Locker,
that does
Champs.
No, man, those
Yeah,
are
like
all.
Jeffrey said PacSun too.
I know. It should be. No, it's not Urban
Outfitters.
Let's get it rolling. I gotta look this up, dude. It's gonna bother me. Also,
PacSun,
I can't remember
Urban
where
Outfitters.
I got it, dude. It's Zoomies. It is Zoomies. That's it.
There you go.
That was it.
There you go.
Thanks, no more. Zoomies, man.
Tilly's,
That's where I got
Victoria's Secret.
I know that Adrian just gave me a couple on the shirt. Probably
dude.
didn't even care where it was from, but I had to figure it out, man.
I love this Victoria's Secret. JCPenney's.
Dude, y'all remember when JCPenney's did that thing to where they put everything on sale? They got rid of sales. Like they said, no more sales. It was like this big thing.
Everything's on sale now.
But they got rid of the word. They just said all of our stuff is cheaper, and it didn't work because people realized that
it didn't work.
People still like to see that they're getting a value or a sale.
It's like Black Friday when they put the sale price and it's the same exact price over the label, and people think it's for sale, but it's literally the same price. I saw that thing.
Dude.
I think it was Target. It was either Target or Walmart. They put like for sale on Black Friday over a thing, and the sale price was the same as their normal price.
Well, dude, it's the same with Prime Day. Like you'll get like a Prime Day deal, and like it's marked down from the original price that before Prime Day even started, it was already on like a 20% off. So they like you're really not even getting a deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man.
Exactly, man. It's everybody or the DARE program meant to stop kids from doing drugs. Gucci, LV, Prada, Louis Vuitton. Nope.
No, we've solved it. Tristan. It's a store called Zoomies.
Zoomies. Zoomies. Okay, let's get into it. Let me transition us here. Let's talk about the first one on the agenda. So we both seen the movie. We talked about Deadpool last week, right? Oh shoot. Well, I don't want to do that. Let's just leave it like this. They officially announced Ladypool. So it was interesting. So there were rumblings, I remember. So basically the Deadpool figure came out, right, in Hong Kong. They said, oh, there's going to be a limited amount that are released in Hong Kong. And if you pre-order when you're at the event, if you pre-order the figure, you're going to get early access to a mystery figure order in mid-August. And Ladypool, turns out she's the mystery figure. When I thought, like, I know there were rumblings about it being like potentially like a Hulk figure. That was like the big thing. Oh, it's going to be a Hulk. Nope, it's Ladypool. So knowing what you know about the movie now, do we go spoilers? Do we not go spoilers?
We could go light spoilers, to talk about this figure, like with what else was in the scene. I think at this time, like most people, at least with that scene, it's not going to be like it'll ruin the entire movie or anything, but we can go into some light spoilers about that particular scene. Yeah.
Light spoilers. So knowing, you know, like your experience with the movie. Wait, are you getting Deadpool? I forget what you told me last week.
Yeah, I'm getting Deadpool. I'm not getting it early. I'm just, whenever it comes out through Sideshows, when I'll get mine.
What happened to the artisan couch? Dude, I was hoping they were going to do a deluxe version and actually have a couch included. I thought that was cool. So apparently we're going spoilers. People are okay with spoilers. I feel like if you want to see this movie, you've seen it by now. If you're like,
I will say that I'm
if you're
still
in
not
this
going to
chat,
get
you probably have seen it.
Yeah, I'm still not going to spoil any major things though, just in case we got a couple of people in here that are passively listening that haven't seen it.
So you said you are getting Deadpool, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Is this a figure you're interested in getting or going to get? Give me your thoughts on the figure, and give me the rundown, man. What do you think? I'll go through some photos. Let me know if you want me to stop.
I think it looks awesome. I mean, it's just not for me. I mean, I can't.
Interesting.
And when I mean it's not for me, I mean there's so much coming out that I have to really be selective, and I know that we're going to get a lot more from this movie. And so I think this was a great strategy to have this one be the third or the fourth figure to come out. I strongly believe we're getting a couple of more Deadpools. No doubt about it. I don't know. I'm hoping we get a Ryan Reynolds sculpt. It's starting to look less and less likely, but I'm hoping we get him. but we'll see. But I just know we're going to get multiple Wolverines, multiple Deadpools. Like I've been saying that since the trailer dropped. Like they're just going to go all out. It's an easy figure for them to continue to turn around. They had a few accessories. Now it's Cowboy Deadpool. You know, like it's simple to do it that way. So I could totally see them doing that. I could totally see them continuing to use the Hugh Jackman body and sculpt on multiple looks from the film that y'all saw in that one scene. So this one looks cool, man. I mean, I like it. I am thinking it's very bizarre they put the couch in here when it doesn't come with anything. I do think that might be a hint towards something. Like, I really do think we're still getting Deadpool with a sculpt, but again, I'll probably be wrong. It looks cool, man, but it's just not going to be for me. Dogpool's going to be the new Baby Yoda for sure. Be the new Grogu.
Yeah, I remember I said that too. I was like, yeah. I remember talking about that last week. I was like, this is going to be like the Grogu of the MCU at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm for sure getting the Deadpool that's available to us. I'm definitely getting the deluxe Wolverine. I'd rather get another Wolverine than get a Lady Deadpool. I'll put it that way. Like, I'd rather have a Wolverine that I can put with the cowl and with the sculpt, and I'd rather even have the shirtless Hugh Jackman than this. Yeah, I mean, this is cool, but like once I get this, I'm opening myself up to get all of the Deadpool variants, and I've decided I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna get Deadpool. And spoilers a little bit, I really want Nice Pool. If that happens, I'll for sure get that as well. But yeah, this one's a pass for me.
This one's tough, man, because I know like in the movie she didn't play like a huge role, right? We get like all these variant Deadpools. They're not in the movie for that long, but the scene was just like so awesome with her, with all the Deadpools. It was so cool. I'm kind of split on whether or not, like, I want to also like looking at this this picture right here. Like, dude, they look really cool together. Yeah. They look really cool together. This pose, like, I love this pose. This looks so badass. With the Uzi.
But dude, just think about all the stuff we could potentially get. Don't you think that this one would maybe be the one that, like, if you had to make a cut or two from the entire line that we're going to get, this one might be, like, you'd rather get rid of a Deadpool variant than maybe, like, you know, I know we can talk about spoilers, but I'm still not wanting to spoil it, but I feel like everybody's gotten it spoiled already.
You can talk about it.
Yeah, so, like, maybe
Deadpool like spoilers are happening tonight.
Maybe like a Gambit or something. Yeah,
man. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather have that.
There's a lot of potential. There's a lot of potential, right? For all the cameos we saw, you'd rather have that than this. Yeah, I get it. I wonder too, like, cool, how many Deadpool variants they're really gonna go to for this. Like, I feel like they'd go towards like the cameos more so than going towards, going towards like a bunch of variants. You know, like a Blade figure. I feel almost wrong talking about it, but. Like, I know, I'm so nervous. Blade would be so cool, man. Like, Blade would be so cool.
But dude, they've already memed the hell out of those spoiler scenes. Like the Gambit part, I've seen that memed out so many times now when he's like, I'm going to make a name for myself out here. Like, it's on everything, dude. So, like, I feel bad for people.
He'd be an awesome figure.
Oh, dude.
I mean, this is another thing. If you are into this, like, if you're into the MCU and you have not seen Deadpool yet, you have probably been spoiled. Like, there's no way around it at this point. I feel like the whole movie is online multiple times everywhere. You can basically watch the whole movie on TikTok if you by all the videos people are posting. It's crazy. I feel
exactly, Brands. That's the one. Yeah.
Nomar like says Deadpool saving Nice Pool had me nonstop laughing like I haven't in a long time. Dude, that was so funny. He's like, I'm catching my breath.
Yeah,
that shit was so funny.
I'd love to have that figure.
It was so funny after he gets hit and he's like, regeneration.
Yeah,
he's like,
and you know, I think funny, for me too, Steve, is like, dude, trust me, like guys like X-Men Supreme, like dudes who I've talked to a little bit about this line, like I know they're all in on the Deadpool core and stuff, and that's cool. I think that is going to look
for myself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's like, I want that, dude. That if I had to pick one figure that's not Deadpool Wolverine from this, and I think a lot of people, you know, again, I would love to have Blade, like all those characters, but the Gambit to me, like, I just thought that was such a great And you know what else I loved about it, dude, is I honestly thought they were going to kind of make a mockery of those characters. Like, I thought they were going to make them the butt of the joke. And I truly loved how they found a way to make fun of Gambit a little bit, but still give him the respect as a character and have him do a lot of badass stuff in the movie. Like, hats off to Ryan Reynolds for that, because we got, like, they really honored those characters great, I thought. When I really thought they were going to be like a one joke punchline, I thought they were going to go in there and just get wiped out. I'm so glad that didn't happen. Yeah.
Yeah, they did great with the cameos. Like, they made them all mean something, I feel like. You know, like, they're actually part of the story. I thought that was really good. Real quick, I want to say what's up to Frank. Frank Flores in the house. What's up, Frank? Thank you so much for tuning in, bro. Brent says, I need that brown suit. Valkyrie says, I actually want a nice pull head sculpt. I wonder if, like...
I do too, Valkyrie. Badly.
I wonder, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Ryan Reynolds with a head sculpt, you know? Like, if they do a nice pull head sculpt, though, like, you almost have to go, like... I feel like that could be, like, an artisan figure, to be honest. I feel like they could do it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We got Carlito Classical in the house. What's up, dude? Thank you so much for being here. Carlito says, hello, good fellas. So cool, but a pass for him. Tristan says, what about the character that rhymes with Raid? Blade, we could say it.
Yeah, we could say it, man. I'm just...
That would be stupid. I feel like they're probably going to do it at this point. I feel like it's like... I feel like they're going to... When they talk about, like, hot Marvel summer, and it was basically this movie that they were talking about. We got so much more that we're going to reveal from Deadpool. Like, I feel like it's a safe bet at this point.
Dude, you know what's crazy? Go ahead, because this is a big time donation.
Thank you so much. Here. Grand Admiral Thrawn's office with a $2 dollary-do bomb. Says Peter's bulge disqualify him from becoming a fig. I don't think so. I think so.
I think so. I think
they'll put accurate proportions. Newly designed figure body with accurate proportions. That's what the headline will say for Hot Toys.
Jeffrey, you being for real, Jeffrey?
That'd be hilarious, man.
Dude, pull up Jeffrey's real quick before.
Artisan Nice Pool was leaked.
Is that for real?
I can't remember if he was like on the list of potentials, but I feel like that's like, I mean, why wouldn't they? Like, Artisan is becoming a mainstream thing at this point for Hot Toys. What it's going towards, I feel like.
Steve, since we're on the topic of it, because I'm going to ask you this question. I thought it'd be a great time. Again, run the show how you want, but do a poll to see out of those characters, those cameo characters, who everybody would want the most. Because
let's do it. What do we want?
I was actually going to ask you. I'm thinking Blade. I'm thinking Gambit. I'm going to say Elektra as well, and then. Yeah. I don't know, guys. Y'all want to, since we can only do 4, you want to just do X-23, since like that was like the group of 4 that, you know, because we already know that we're, you know, we've already talked about the Wolverine variant.
Blade, Gambit, Elektra. Let's do cameos. Let's do cameo characters. We can do a Wolverine one later, but Blade, Gambit,
and then the biggest, one of the biggest cameos. Obviously, I don't know if we'll get this one, but maybe a Johnny Storm.
Johnny Storm. Dude, why wouldn't they? I don't see why they wouldn't.
I don't either. And you know what's crazy, dude, is like we're worried about spoiling it. Dude, the movie was out for like 2 days, and first off, they brought those cameo characters to San Diego Comic-Con on the panel. Secondly, they already had, like, before the weekend was even up, they already had all these interviews they were doing. So I was like, damn, dude, they really didn't care if that, like, they probably just figured, hey, it already got spoiled anyway, might as well.
Yep. What was I going to say? Oh, it's funny because I remember when we were talking about the movie, like the week that we had sneak peek before the movie came out, I remember I brought up Elektra. I was like, if they bring in like Elektra from Daredevil, like, are you really going to care to get that figure? Do you remember that? Because Mike was talking about, Thrawn's office was talking about it, and he's like, I'd get an Elektra.
Yeah, I can't remember if I said I would get it.
Showing up in the movie.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
Dude, I was way off. I thought we were going to get a ton of like Fox X-Men characters. I thought we were about to get a ton of them when the beginning happened. We got like Sabretooth, Toad, all that. But yeah, man, that was the one thing. But I mean, I'm happy with what we got. I'm just saying that's where my mind was kind of. I thought we were going to get some X-Men, 2000s X-Men characters.
Yeah, I thought we were going to get some of that too, but that's okay. This was hilarious. Who's your dialect coach? The Minions. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That was so funny. The jokes were just, I mean, like I said, the jokes just hit for this movie straight up. We got Ash Chase in the house. He says, what up, plastic crackheads? What's up, dude? Thank you so much for being here. Darth Malgus Remember says Gambit will be a day 1 pre-order. He'd be a cool figure too. He look badass. What's
yeah,
up,
you guys
Yomo?
vote on
Yomo's
this
in the
poll,
house.
man, because I'm
Yeah,
interested
vote on the
to
poll.
hear what everybody says.
Vote on the poll. How many votes we got? We got 20 votes.
Yeah,
We got 50, 60 all in here. Please hit that like button and please vote. What cameo character do you want the most from Hot Toys from the Deadpool Wolverine? Carlito says, yeah, like the cameos respected them and had meaning behind them. Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't just like, and that's what I talked about before the movie. I was like, if they're going to do cameos like this, stuff they have to try to make it matter as like a cohesive part of everything, right? Like, don't just bring in a character and just like show a character from the past and then like they just die immediately or something. You know what I mean? So I really like what they did with the cameos. Collection Obsessions. I watched the whole Deadpool movie again on YouTube. It's crazy. It's just like online everywhere. Ash says he wants everything Deadpool.
And that's why.
Slope.
And that's why I think we're going to start getting a ton of announcements in the next couple weeks because they want to strike while the iron's hot, man. This movie is hot right now. It's going to be hot for the next couple of weeks minimum. So I really think we're going to get a lot more announcements in the next week or two. I would not be shocked if we start seeing some of these go up for pre-order.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I wonder if we'll get a figure from Deadpool this week.
I think we will.
Says I need a Cavalrine. Yeah. Cavalrine would be really dope too.
Yeah.
Giovin says, yeah, all of the comic accurate Logans that they showed throughout the movie. I mean, yeah, I'm sure like there's people who want all of those. You know what I mean? Yeah. Especially brown suit. Daniel, what's up, Daniel? Thanks for being here, bro. He says battle damage and nice pull with smiley face. Dude, that was just like, yeah, it was so funny. He's like, oh, he's just getting lit up. I gotta catch my breath. Collection Session I buy Calverine and Blade. Yeah, all of them. Gambit. Sure, dude, this shit was hilarious. When he's going to find the Wolverine, and literally, I think it's the first one. Oh, it's got like comic accurate size Wolverine, dude. Yeah, this movie made me laugh way too much. Yomo says battle damage Johnny. Tristan says I love Blade, but I just want to point out his outfit is ass in this. Interesting. Yeah, I really want a Blade figure as well. Safel says Cavalrine. I agree, dude. He's looking freaking jacked, dude. I also love how with Johnny Storm they made it look like it was going to be Cap. Like he puts his arm out and it's red, white, and blue, and they're like, oh, it's going to be Captain America. Nope. And then he's like, flame on. I love that. I freaking love that, dude.
Yeah, and
like,
I think
Avengers Assemble, and he's like, flame on.
Yeah, and I think that
so good.
You know, I started to get a little nervous because I started thinking, I was like, damn, dude, is this whole movie going to take place in this like wasteland? Because it just wasn't appealing. And I thought it'd be one of those things where it kind of looked goofy, kind of like some of the Star Wars shows have, where like, you know, behind them, you could tell it's completely fake. And so they did a great job of like giving that place meaning, having it be a big part of the story. Yeah.
It looks very cool.
Yeah. And
I forget,
personally want a Cassandra
season?
Nova figure as well.
Yeah, she was cool. I liked her in the show in the movie as well. Did you watch all of Loki season 1 and 2?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I thought the Void was cool. It was cool seeing like kind of how you know, how that fit in from Loki as well. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that you know, for me, it's
dresses.
Now here would be my ranking, Steve, because we got this poll up. So just on the cameos, and again, I'm talking about like the major 4 or 5 or whatever. Like for me, I'd probably say Channing Tatum Gambit would be number 1 for me. I would probably say as bad. Like I didn't think his outfit was terrible, like Tristan said, but I do think that Blade. I'd rather have a Blade from like Blade, like the first movie, personally. But I'd probably give the edge to Blade over Johnny Storm, just because we have so many Chris Evans figures that I'd love to see a Wesley Snipes Blade released.
Blade, dude. Blade.
Yeah. And then Elektra would be cool too, man. They did a really good job with Elektra, like honoring that character as well. So I think a lot of people were thinking it might have been Ben Affleck, Daredevil, but I was actually glad to see Elektra in this. Just because that's kind of
yeah. I love. I was like, oh, he died, and she's like, it's fine. It's basically just like she was married to the dude at one point. Like it's just like the jokes, man. It's just like some of these jokes just cut deep, I feel like. But it's funny. We got the Hot Toys Nightmare in the house. What's up, man? He says hello there. What's up, dude? Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, I know everybody wants that brown suit, Wolvie, for sure. Sure. Brad says, I was slightly disappointed with Blade. It was great to see him. He just didn't seem as bad or as badass like the Blade movies. I mean, another thing is too, is like, it's been years. It's been like a couple decades, right? It's been a long ass time, I feel like, since he's been like in a movie. So, yeah, it was, I thought it was okay, but I get it. Like, yeah, he wasn't exactly like he was like in the Blade movies. Thrones off says, I just need Deadpool and all Wolverine variants besides the TVA jacket version. Yeah, it was interesting.
You'll get that one too.
It was interesting they brought out that version, but like then they didn't have. You can tell just like the intentional business decisions, right? They're giving us the one with the mask and unmasked head sculpt with the battle damage, and then they're giving us this TVA jacket version when really like from part of that scene, like he should have the mask on. So it's just like, it's just very interesting. Like they choose to do it a certain way so that you buy both. You know what I mean? That's a smart business thing. But yeah, the TVA jacket one, like I don't feel like that one was necessarily like one that they needed to do from the movie, but got to make that money. Henry Cavalry and half Superman and half Wolverine. What's up, SG Collectibles? Thank you for tuning in. Little Joker kit bash. Brad says I know he'll get Blade. If
I will too, Brad. And I mean, I could be wrong, guys. I mean, let's be honest, but I would be absolutely shocked if we got Henry Cavill Wolverine. Like I'd be like, it would shock me. Like I don't think that's even going to be close to happening. I love the cameo, but I don't see that happening at all. We're going to be lucky, guys, to get those, the Gambit and the Blade and the Elektra. Like that, we'll be lucky to get those. I'm worried that it's going to be a lot of Deadpool variants, and I know a lot of people are excited about that, and I'm totally cool with that. But for me, it's like there's only I don't really need all those Deadpools. I don't need all the Wolverines. I want them, but if I had to sacrifice getting the Gambit or the Blade or whatever, I wouldn't. Like Gambit's the guy I really want from this. Like I just think it was so cool they gave Channing Tatum that opportunity, man. Like I loved it, and it was just a cool character. He was hilarious. And Channing Tatum's the best, dude, because he's so cool at laughing at himself. He has done so many great cameos, man. I don't know if y'all have seen This Is the End, but like he's done so many great cameos where he's totally cool laughing at himself. And I thought it was great that they had fun with him, but they really gave him like a stage to show like, hey man, this could work. If we ever did a show, like a show that went straight to Disney or whatever, like this could work, man. This would be a cool little limited series that they could do with this guy, but we'll see.
I forget what I was going to say. Dang it. I was going to say something to you, something you said that triggered something for me, that I was going to say, but, I forget.
Dude, we got a dead heat with Blade and Gambit right now at 42%.
Yeah, I'm going to keep the poll running. I'm going to keep the poll running. 31 votes. We got 62 people in here. Please vote. Please vote. What was I going to say? Yeah, the joke about Hugh's divorce was brutal. Giovanni says, I wish Colossus wasn't sidelined. He's been one of my favorite characters since the first movie. You almost says blind Al, dude. Oh my God. The jokes about cocaine were just freaking hilarious, man. I'd
love to see,
so funny.
Don't get me wrong, guys. I want to put this out there. Like if they came out with like Patch and like, brown suit, all this stuff, like don't get me wrong, dude, I'd want that. And I totally think they're going to do that. Cause again, they're not going to let that Jackman sculpt go to waste. Trust me.
I also think this movie is like an excuse for them to do a Logan, like from the movie Logan. Like, I feel like they're probably going to do that figure. Like, why wouldn't they?
There's gonna be a ton of
they're going to utilize that sculpt.
For sure.
Dandruff. Yeah, that show's funny. What's up? We got another channel member and a good friend, Collector Joey. What's up, dude? He says hello, beautiful people. Hello to you, Joey Bear. Thank you so much for tuning in, bro. Thron's office. I'd be down for the white tee and Logan's Hall. I want to get to one white tee and jeans Logan. That'd be cool for sure. I want to just get to this comment. So I think this is true, like collection obsession. I'm thinking we're getting a brown suit Wolverine, or else why did Hot Toys drop the Hano brown suit Wolverine so quick already? I do think they're gonna do a do a brown suit Wolverine.
They're gonna do literally every Wolverine that they can possibly do, because again, they already have the body, they got the sculpt. I mean, it's the same with Deadpool, dude. Like, we're gonna get that's what I'm a little worried about, and I know some of you guys are excited about that, and that's cool. But I'm just worried that it's just going to be Wolverine and Deadpool. Like, I personally would like to have obviously a couple of those cameo characters. Sorry. And I personally thought Cassandra Nova was a great villain. I thought she did a lot with a little. Like, she didn't have a lot to work with, and I thought she was awesome. So, like, I would love to get that figure as well.
Yeah, 100%, dude. I think, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do for this movie, because we have 2 Wolverines, Deadpool, Ladypool,
Kidpool.
Well, they didn't fully announce Kidpool yet, but we're already
they're going to.
But we're already 4 figures. Are we 4 figures in? 2 Wolverines, Deadpool, and Ladypool
that have been officially announced. Yes,
yeah, have been officially announced. But Kidpool is probably going to happen. I feel like too. One other thing before I get to yeah, I know they've shown him. I just like wonder if they're going to formally announce him or not.
Probably. Oh, okay.
Probably, yeah. But Ladypool too. Like, it's nice they're doing this like wool material. So it looks like up at the top, it looks like they're just taking like this wool, probably like the wool hair that they implant for artisan, and they're probably like just they're probably just taking it and like making it into a big, like basically a ball, and just like gluing it right onto the back of the head. That's going to be my guess. I don't think it's going to be implanted. I think it's going to be probably glued on or some type of thing to do that. But I think it's nice rather than using like the Catwoman hair. Like, they're actually giving us at least it's like quality. But I just want to get to this comment too real quick. Thrawn's office. I put Deadpool on a payment plan to delay it as much as possible, because I'm sure they'll announce a battle damage version and I might want it more. Dude, I really want a battle damage Deadpool as well. For sure. I think the battle damage looks so cool.
Me too. I haven't pre-ordered that one for that exact reason that Thrawn just said. And I think that's why they gave you those golden guns as an incentive. Anytime they try to rush me to pre-order, I don't trust it. I'm like, okay, why? Like, why are you trying to rush me to pre-order this? Like, what's coming next? You know, I don't want to lose that NRD, man, for that special edition. But I have waited because I know we're getting another Deadpool. Like, I would be absolutely stunned if we don't.
And this is where it's like so interesting, because it's like they give us this Wolverine and they give us like a full-on battle damage swappable chest plate and stuff with him, which he has like actually like the majority of the time he has the battle damage. Like, he's rarely clean in the movie. Like, he's initially has a clean suit, and then once they get in the fight, basically he gets lit up with the bullets. So we got the collector in the house. What's up, dude? He's got his popcorn ready. We got low-key collector. What is up, man? He says, "Sup, everyone." Oh, thank you guys for tuning in and being a part of the chat. Ladypool, I don't know. Might get her, not sure. It's also interesting, like, she comes with Dogpool. Excuse me.
Yeah, everything's going to be coming with Dogpool, dude.
It's
like I said, Dogpool army.
The Uzis look badass. Like, this looks sick, dude. Like, just this pose, like, this is badass. I love this with the Uzis. I think that looks cool. And then this one, like, this one where she's posed like with the Uzi and the katana, like, that is sick looking.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, it looks cool, man. Yeah. But like we'll talk about later in the show, like with the amount of pre-orders that I have already, man, like I like, you know, again, if you're going all in on this line, I totally get it. Like, I just have to make I have to prioritize with this line, because I think we've only gotten probably 30% of it. So I think that we're gonna get a lot more, and we're gonna get it soon, like next couple weeks soon. So
yeah, they'll probably trickle stuff out too. I feel like some stuff's probably going to be like how they trickled out stuff with Ahsoka. This is a good point. I think Dogpool that comes with Ladypool doesn't have the goggles on. Yeah, good call. Good call. Yeah, this is funny. Another thing is, like, after seeing the movie, like, Baby Pool's barely in it. He could also be like kind of like a Grogu type character. I feel like Baby Pool. I thought that was hilarious.
And I'm excited for people that have always wanted to collect this, like the Deadpool core. Like, I'm excited for those collectors. Like, I think that's going to look amazing, you know?
Yeah.
So we'll see what we get.
Hot Toys Never says, I'm all right if we only get Deadpool and Wolverine variants. I want a battle damage Deadpool with a head sculpt, the Cowboy Deadpool and Cavalry. I don't understand how. I feel like they're going to do a head sculpt Deadpool. I feel like it's going to happen. Any last thoughts? Anything else you want to say about Ladypool before we move on to Batman?
It looks like Blade took it with 47% of the vote. Gambit, close but kind of distant second there with 36% of the vote. Now, who would yours be out of those four, Steve? Which one would be just an instant pre-order if those four were released?
I feel like it's gotta be Blade, dude. Like just with the history there, you know, like with Channing Tatum as Gambit, like that's a really cool, but like Blade has so much history there, and to like bring him back for this movie, which is one that I feel like was really like, even if I know there were like a lot of people saying like, oh yeah, like I predict like Blade's gonna happen, but did you truly really think that he was gonna be in the movie? Like he was a surprise for me for sure. I would probably go Blade.
Elektra was probably the biggest surprise for me. I really felt strongly that Channing Tatum Gambit would be in there. Just because I just thought if they're gonna ever do it, it'll be now. But yeah, the Elektra really shocked me when I saw her. Even the Johnny Storm, it shocked me when I really thought like, oh dude, they're actually gonna have Chris Evans in this. But at no point did I think that was Cap. Like I knew 100% it was Johnny Storm. Like I was like, dude, there's no way he's returning as Cap like this. Like no way. And I loved how they did that reveal, and I loved how, again, it's just cool when actors can laugh at themselves, dude. Like I love how everybody was just a really good sport about it, and
I love the end credits scene. Oh my god, when he's watching the monitors and Johnny Storm says all that stuff about Cassandra Nova. Like just freaking, I was rolling. It was so good. But so the poll: what cameo character do you want the most from Hot Toys? Blade 45%, Gambit 36%. Those were the top two really, and then Elektra and Johnny Storm 8% each. This is interesting, like Deadpool accessory pack incoming. That would be very very interesting if that happened.
Yeah, dude, they're gonna go all, like they're gonna, anything that they can release they're going to. So like just buckle up, because again, man, I know we're all saying, yeah dude, for sure I'm getting Deadpool, for sure I'm getting Kidpool, but for sure I'm getting this, and you might be, but I'm just waiting because I just feel like the only one I have pre-ordered so far is the battle damaged Hugh Jackman Wolverine. And the only reason I haven't pre-ordered the Deadpool is because I still think we're getting a better version of that. I do take the risk of not getting those gold guns, but it's a risk I'm willing to take because I don't see myself getting two of them if they come out with like a battle damaged head sculpt one or whatever. So,
you wouldn't want both? You wouldn't want a battle damaged one and a clean one?
I want both. I would probably have to not get both because again, like we talked, like so many things coming out, dude. Yeah,
he's such a tough character. And Wolverine, like they're both two just like really tough characters to only have like a mask on version. Like I feel like I would want mask on, mask off for both of them. Like it'd be so hard. Like I know everybody wants this Deadpool head sculpt, or like this Wade head sculpt, but like if you could only pick one, how many people would actually display him with with his mask off? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
like I feel like not a lot of people would do that. If you could only have one version of the character, the definitive version of him is like, I feel like you want him in the full suit, right? Full outfit.
But I do love, in like, especially in the first Deadpool, like I would love to have a sculpt. So maybe you're right. Maybe I would need two, because I do think that it's still iconic to have him with the sculpt, just because of like how he became Deadpool. I really like that's an emotional beat there that I love that they did with the first movie. And yeah, dude, like I said, man, it's just cool that we're getting these. Like we knew this movie was going to be massive. I mean, this is no surprise. So
also, I think I saw something on, I think I saw like some type of just like headline or something that Matthew McConaughey was like Cowboy Pool. Did you see that?
That's what I heard. I heard that. Yeah.
Oh, it's just crazy. It's funny. It's funny. Like all these people just played like these random Deadpool variants. But yeah, dude, that ending scene, that's where I was like, I didn't know really what to expect when it came to like, what are they gonna do with the Deadpool variants? And then that ending scene with the battle was just, that was like, honestly, like one of the coolest battle sequences, like from a movie, that like all in one take like that. I just thought that was so cool. You don't really like see, and the music, dude. The music of this movie was just on point the entire time. Like I was full all in on the music the entire time.
And see, dude, the reason I really want that TVA jacket Wolverine is not really for the TVA jacket, but and again, dude, like you were talking about, brilliant ways to get us to buy multiple figures. I would love like that scene at the end, where he is shirtless and has the cowl on. Does he have? He's shirtless in that scene, right? Where they're holding hands and they're both having to hold on.
Well, remember his it like breaks off.
That's right.
Yeah, like his suit breaks off.
that was such a great scene. Like that was such an emotional scene, dude, for me. I was like really like that really fulfilled that.
It was crazy,
story.
Dude. It was crazy. It was like the movie was so funny and it was like so action packed, but then like they actually made you feel like in that scene. Yeah, they actually made you feel like it was an emotional scene. I felt the same way.
Yeah.
And then when you think about the movie and like looking back on it, I'm like, you kind of knew what was going to happen, right? You knew they were both going to be alive as well. But like, I was like, damn, this shit's crazy. I was like kind of like emotional. Like, yeah, it was like, it was an emotional scene. Then yeah, I felt the same way.
Yeah. And that's the thing. The one thing that I wish we could have got, the only complaint I have with that scene, I'm glad he had the mask on for a little bit. I would have loved to have seen the actor's face in that scene personally. I know that would have been tough with the CGI and all that stuff. I get it. They were both masked for that scene. I would have really liked to have seen the masks get really battle damaged and to see some of the emotion in the two actors' face. Because I feel like Ryan Reynolds didn't really get to... He got to do that with Nicepool and have a comedy, but like, you know, Ryan Reynolds, especially in the first movie, dude, really had a great performance there. And I feel like Ryan Reynolds gets a lot of flack for always being Ryan Reynolds, but like he's a really good actor when he has the right material. Like if you've ever seen like Buried, I don't know if you've seen that, but he's been in some really good, like he's done some really good stuff, you know? And so we already know what Hugh Jackman brings to the table. Like that's what I'm talking about. He elevates material, like that whole speech in the car, the writing on that. I'm not saying it was incredible or bad or anything. Like it was kind of just like he elevates that type of material to like such a to really make that scene memorable and stuff. Like that was the scene. There was a few scenes that I walked away from that I was like, damn, dude, I love that scene, and that was one of them for sure. And so that minivan scene, dude, was so good. It was so great, man. That was a great sequence, and
the Honda Odyssey, and then he just wrapped up. Deadpool's just wrapped up fully in the seatbelt, dude. Oh my god, it was hilarious.
Yeah, man. And whatever they plan on doing with the characters going forward, we'll see. But again, while the hype level is at a maximum right now, I'd be absolutely shocked if Hot Toys didn't just give us at least one, maybe even two announcements this week. I mean, I really think that they're going to be coming out quickly with the announcements.
It's be interesting after just revealing all this other stuff they announced. It'd be interesting to see how they trickle out the announcements, or if they trickle them out versus like just start unveiling a bunch of stuff. We'll see. But Thrawn's off says credit to Hot Toys. This is a really good point. Credit to Hot Toys for understanding that Wolverine should have had the shoulder pads when he was sleeveless and allowing the figure to be posed with them on, even though it was never shown in the film. Yes, thank you, because I know that's something that a lot of people probably would not have been happy about. If that wasn't the case. So I agree 100%. Okay. Any last things you want to say about Deadpool? I really want to see it again. Amazing movie. Loved it. It's the hype for this figure too. Like it is all over YouTube. I'm seeing it all over online. So many groups. So many videos on YouTube, shorts, long form videos.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say I saw Justin's collection put up his Justin put up his review of Deadpool, and it's over 100,000 views. Like it's his number one video that he's done trending the way that's trending as of now. It's just crazy. Like this movie's like, and it's gonna hit 1 billion probably by the end of the week. Like it's closing in on 1 billion already. So it's just it's crazy. I'm glad the movie hit. Like I know, like we were kind of talking about before, like I just hope this movie isn't bad. And I absolutely loved it. It's probably going to go down as one of my favorite like Marvel movies, to be honest.
The reason it worked so well is because it wasn't a Marvel movie. I mean, I know how stupid that kind of sounds, but like it didn't even.
It was a Deadpool movie through and through.
Yeah, it didn't try to follow. It probably did kind of still have the same formula and stuff, but it just felt like a breath of fresh air, man. It felt like. You felt like you were in good hands. You felt like it was being made by people who wanted to make the movie they wanted to make, not any studio interference. A couple of plot points there with the timeline stuff, you could tell was kind of still there for what they originally were going to do with the multiverse stuff, which I still think they're going to tap into, maybe just not as big. But dude, it just goes to show you, man, when you have people that are dedicated to the characters, and Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are like fully dedicated to these two characters, like great things can happen. And I think this is the win Marvel needed, especially for me, at least. Like, again, this is my favorite one I've seen since Endgame. I think everybody's in agreement with that. And it's one that I feel like I'm going to rewatch. It'll probably be in my like top 5 rewatched Marvel movies just because of how much fun it was, dude. Like I could always just throw this on.
For sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep. It's got a ton of rewatchability and a ton of quotables. Like that's so important. It's like, I feel like there's not really a lot of like just forgettable. I can't really think of a lot like things in the movie that were really like forgettable. Like everything just hit pretty much for the most part. So I want to say hi to, they call me Queso Blanco. What's up, dude? He says, hey guys, just stopping by to say hi. Thank you so much for stopping by. Really appreciate it. This is an interesting concept here too. By the collector says limited edition used car salesman artisan edition, because that will be the only way to get an unmasked sculpt, and that wig will be rooted. They will make you buy it. Interesting. This is crazy. Giova says Justin's review on the Mark 85, I think, is close to 6 million views. It's crazy. Like, yeah, I saw like his, like I said, the Deadpool one was like trending at this point. Like it was his #1 trending video, or as far as like analytic wise, I think he posted his analytics of like, it was one of his like leading ones, or the leading one at this time point of posting it. So it's crazy. This movie's taking the world by storm. What's up, Keith? Keith Lee's now says, I'd argue that this movie wouldn't be as successful without having the full weight of the MCU plus Disney and its marketing power. Yeah, it had. Yeah. And I think like it was, everybody's just talking about like the MCU needs a movie that's going to hit. And thankfully it delivered. But
but I will say this, Keith, like I agree with the weight on the full weight. Like I felt like people were just holding their breath of like, when is the MCU going to feel like important again? Like it hasn't been feeling important. It just hadn't been feeling whatever. As good as No Way Home was, and as much as people enjoyed that, it doesn't have the staying power, at least for me. Like once you've seen it once or twice, like once you get used to those cameos, like this one just felt different. It felt like a breath of fresh air, like I said. And plus, I got to give a lot of credit to Ryan Reynolds on the marketing. Like all these Deadpool movies have been marketed so cleverly and so great. I give a lot of credit to them instead of, Disney has not been marketing their MCU movies very well at all since Endgame, in my opinion. And this one, and I'll be quick about this too, because I know we want to move on, but I've been saying it for a while. Like with us getting so much spoiled for us in trailers and stuff, for this movie to have, and I know it's getting spoiled like quick, but at least opening weekend, this movie gave you a reason where you're like, dude, I cannot miss this. Like I have to go see this. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I moved up my showtime because I was going out of town. I went out of town the weekend and I was going to see it Tuesday, like when I got back. So it came out whatever, Thursday or Wednesday or whatever. And then I was going to see it. I bought my ticket for Tuesday. And then like that week I was like, once they said like the premiere already happened and people there were rumblings and like the movie being good, I was like, I'm just going to ask my buddies if they want to go on that Friday. I'm glad I did. Glad I did, because I feel like I would have gotten spoiled over the weekend. Like it's just, the movie was,
and people didn't feel like they had to see 10 years of movies to see this one. I think this one got a lot of casual fans back in it because they saw Hugh Jackman, they saw Deadpool. Like people that just like these characters went and saw this movie, where these other ones you felt like you had to almost do homework to go see it. You had to watch plus shows, you had to do this and that. So yeah, dude, just an awesome movie. I'm so glad the community is like, everybody's hyped on it, man, which is fun.
Yeah, and it's gonna be interesting to see what the MCU does with like their next set of movies too. Like Captain America's looking, actually by the trailer, it's like actually looking pretty promising, but I don't know, one thing too where they were like, this is gonna really change the MCU, and like I don't know, like this movie wasn't like a definitive like, oh, this is the direction that the MCU is heading from this movie either. Like I felt like this was like a Deadpool movie through and through as well. I guess like do you know what I'm saying? Like I felt like people were talking about this movie like this is going to completely change like so much about the MCU moving forward, and like I didn't really get like a ton of that from this movie. I felt like it was more of a Deadpool movie than that, which I thought was a good thing anyways. So I'm excited.
It was a closure. It was a closure of the Fox.
Yeah, it was like a farewell of Fox. Yeah.
And you could see with the timeline stuff, this movie was written during the whole Loki, all that. Like they have gone all in on the multiverse stuff. It looks like they're pivoting to this other thing, Secret Wars, pivoting to this, fantastic.
Yeah.
I think that it has changed it, but I don't think that was the goal going in. But I think the movie being this successful and seeing what made it successful has definitely shifted the idea stage of like, all right, these are the movies we're going to actually focus on now.
Yeah.
We got to give the fans this, and this,
Yeah. And I think they connected the dots like to Marvel, like with all the Loki stuff, like the collector saying was only Loki associated with it. I think they did a really, like, they were smart to link it to like the events of Loki and like the sacred timeline and talking about the like the anchor beings within each universe. Like I feel like those are some big, like that type of language and like defining characters like that can have big implications moving forward for MCU. Like I felt like they did it, like they did just enough to like connect it to what's coming forward, but I didn't think it was like mind-blowingly game-changing, like, oh, I'm so excited for what's to come because like this movie changed everything. But I think you're right, it was kind of like a farewell to Fox. And and
if you haven't seen Loki, they explained it well enough to know like, oh, okay,
yes.
Whereas a movie like Multiverse of Madness, I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys, man, if you didn't watch WandaVision, like that movie probably confused the hell out of people for the first 30 45 minutes. Like that movie made no sense if you didn't watch WandaVision. And where WandaVision did their cameos, where I felt like they kind of used it as like, oh, look who it is, John Krasinski, Fantastic Four, and then they kind of made a mockery of the characters in a way. I love how they, I just personally wasn't a huge fan of Multiverse of Madness personally. I felt like this one just handled it better than even No Way Home. And I thought No Way Home did a really good job giving like Green Goblin just all kinds of great material and, really cool, made those characters feel like they were doing something. But for me, man, this was what Marvel needed. They needed a fun movie. They needed to just do something entertaining and get people back on track to be like, Marvel's still Marvel, man. At the end of the day, they can put out and so I now do think that there's that hype there again, at least for the short term. So we'll see.
Yeah, no doubt. We got Prime Time Reviews, channel member in the house, and a friend. He says, first time here, great stream. Thank you so much, bro. Really appreciate it. Glad you could tune into the show tonight. We're going down the Deadpool rabbit hole. We got Doc Bat in the house as well. He says, evening, gentlemen. What's up, man? Thank you for being here. I think it was, it's nice that you can kind of understand the timeline stuff even without seeing Loki. And that comes down to like good writing in the movie. And I feel like it's so hard when you have, this goes for Star Wars too. Like it's real. I feel like it would be a really serious challenge to make a 2-hour movie where you can get people to understand kind of like enough that you need to know to understand like the sacred timeline, that stuff that you get from Loki, but at the same time appeal to like fans who are really deep in the franchise. Like that is like a writing like that. Me personally, that'd be very difficult to come up with. You know what I mean? This is like, I think about Ahsoka. Like Ahsoka, you should watch, in my mind, like you should watch everything else leading up to that show that's important to Ahsoka as a character. I wouldn't go into that of like, oh, this is like, oh, Ahsoka, I don't know anything about her. Let's see what this show is. You just can't do that and Star Wars is kind of at a point where that's what it is. Like universe is like, you're in Marvel's like kind of treading that as well of like, where do you draw that line of like the casualness of it versus like you want to appeal to the people who are really invested in all that stuff, right? So they did a really good job of that in the movie.
And sometimes you got to just give fans what they don't even know they want, man. Like I think we get wrapped up too much with like, man, they need to make this movie for the fans. No, they don't. They need to make a good movie, and then they need to let it out into the world, and then we decide if we like it or not. I think it's a mistake when you go in and you just think we just want to do a lot of fan service. Like this is what the fans want, this is what they're going to get. Because when you're trying to please everyone, you please no one. So if you just go in and you tell your story and you tell your version of it and you really put it all out there and you tell a great story, then us as fans are like, dang, dude, I didn't know I needed Elektra, but like that was badass. Like I didn't think I needed that scene, or I didn't think I needed, this part of this movie. Like they gave it to, like that's awesome, So finding that balance is difficult, but I think that this movie did it well.
Yeah, dude, it's great. Makes me want to watch it again. I'm debating if I want to go see it in theaters or I want to wait till it comes out again, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah,
and it was a fun
Deadpool,
shared
amazing.
experience movie too, wasn't it, man? Like when you saw it with a group, like it was.
Yeah, I saw it
cool
with
to
two of
see
my
with a full
buddies, and
theater.
we had a blast.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we were just rolling the whole time. It was the whole theater was really, and I saw it at like 2 p.m. and like people were dying laughing in the theater. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's move on. Let's move on from the Deadpool discussion. But I honestly could talk about it for another probably 2 hours. The figure looks awesome. I pre-ordered it from Sideshow. Once they pushed the date up, and we talked about this. Remember, we were like, hey, like I don't see why Sideshow wouldn't just like push this forward. The figure's already released in Hong Kong, and I get they're only making so many units of it, but at that point, like, why would you wait till next year? Doesn't make any sense. Like, sell it now. The hype of the movie is now. Like, get it out this year. Cage said, yeah, it must have been nice. Yes, Cage had to. So I was with Cage that weekend, a couple of our other friends, but Cage could not go to the movie. He had to attend something else, unfortunately, so he missed out. Thrones off says Justin sounding a lot like Ryan Johnson right now. I don't know.
No, the difference with that Thrawn is Ryan Johnson wanted to put his stamp on it by changing a lot of stuff from the first movie. What I'm saying is you want to go into a movie as a filmmaker and not just want to do fan service. You want to respect what the fans know and you want to respect the source material. But if you make a, you got to focus on making a good movie and servicing the characters, man. Like you gotta be respectful of the characters and write the characters and have the characters make decisions that the characters would make.
Did you say characters? Or is that what you're trying to say? Characters?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say about characters?
Exposition, man. Listen, with exposition.
Characters. Gotta do the characters. Do what's right for the characters and respect those characters.
You got to do what's right about the characters because the characters make the movie, and when the movie has characters, I'm playing.
Characters and exposition and story. We got Nick's Collectibles in the house. Says we don't speak of Ryan Johnson. My household keep that man same out your mouth.
I'll never forget what they did to my boy Kylo, man. Like that dude could have had one of the best arcs in Star Wars, man. Adam Driver, we wasted that talent. My goodness, dude. Adam Driver.
He still did really well. He still was like he was the best part of the sequels as far as the acting goes.
Absolutely.
Like he was great.
I love Kylo Ren. I love Adam Driver. I just thought that character could have just been incredible, dude. Like he was amazing, man. I hate that we're probably not going to get any more Adam Driver. Great character.
You'd still buy Artisan Kylo, but anyways, moving on.
100%.
Oh man. Let's talk about this guy. Batman. I know a lot of people. Did you order this one? I forget.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did? Wow.
Yeah, I got the deluxe.
With the base? Oh, brother. Oh boy. They killed the blogger photos. The blogger photos are awesome. But I know a lot of people have been super, super, super hyped about this one. And this one has caused some community stir, if you will. We got people talking about the cowl, whether it's accurate. Of course, every time a Batman comes out, people always talk about the cowl, whether or not it's accurate, not accurate. Does it look good? Did the face plates look good? The biggest thing that everybody's talking about is the suit texture. Some people are even saying the 1.0 version looks better than the new one. So I personally, like, I want this figure, but I don't want to go down the 89 rabbit hole, because once I do that, then like I want the Batmobile, and then like I don't want to do that. I think the one thing that's probably going to get me into like 89 and Returns is probably when Jazz Inc. shows like their Catwoman, and then Hot Toys is going to show their Catwoman. They're probably just going to do like an artisan Catwoman or something. It's gonna be very interesting to see what happens once all that goes down. But you're getting this figure.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think of the final product compared to what we were shown before? Are you excited about it? Do you have any issues with it?
Yeah,
and here we go.
I have my video on this dude is getting a lot, like on the comments on my video that I posted about this figure, about the blogger photos, a lot of good conversation on there. It's been really respectful. A lot of people, there's some people that really hate the way it came out, some people that loved the way it came out, and then there's a lot of people, and this is kind of where I am, where I'm still excited for it, but I definitely was disappointed in a few aspects of it. And for me, it's mainly I don't the swappable faceplates don't bother me too much, because honestly, dude, like I don't really swap that stuff out to begin with. I'm probably going to just keep either the default face or the battle damage face. That third face I just didn't think was great, but the texture on the suit bothers me. I will say that I went back and I've watched some video reviews, and the video does a little bit better of a job. Yeah, that's just tough. That's tough there for me. The videos that I've seen on some of the reviews have looked a little bit less harsh on the suit. And I know some people say that this is accurate to the movie, man. I respectfully disagree a little bit. The stuff that I've seen from the movie didn't have this much texture on it. And again, that's not a deal breaker. I'm still getting the figure. I just thought that this one was going to come out looking like perfect. And so maybe that's on me, but I do think that if we're honest with ourselves, we could still be excited about it and still point out like, man, this kind of looks cool. A little bit off. Yeah, but I still think it looks good, and it's still Keaton Batman. I don't have a Keaton Batman, so I'm excited to be picking them up. And yeah, man, I mean, I think that it's Keaton Batman, dude, at the end of the day. Like, I don't know about I'm getting the deluxe. The base I think is great. I'm struggling finding space for these bases, to be honest with you, but I do like the base on this. And in some of these photos, dude, it looks great, and I really get the likeness. But on some of them, I don't see it as much, you know. So like that photo looks amazing. Like that's like a great shot for me.
That's
like
badass.
that kind of just shows you it's probably going to look at your display.
Dude, this gargoyle, and also I'm pretty sure the gargoyle, like you can take it off, because I think in this one, like he's standing on top of it.
Yeah, and so again, my
cool.
final thoughts on it, and then I want to hear what you have to say, dude. But I think that once this gets in your display, like right there, like you could see the texture, but on some of these photos, it really like bothers me, but on some of them, it doesn't.
You can see it a lot. Like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just saying texture wise, like in here, like with the lighting, you can see it a lot more versus like, look at this, like when it's not as like bright white light on it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So same here, like this ab area right here doesn't look as bad, but once you get up close, like with the texture, it looks just more like you can see the texture of it. But yeah.
But yeah, on some of these, like I really think it looks great, and like right there, I think looks great. Like I know the texture is still kind of showing, but the cowl to me looks really good. The eyes look great. I think the eyes, they did a really good job with the eyes on some of these photos. But as we talked about, man, we're not, unless you're doing toy photography, that this is probably how you're going to see your character. So as long as, you know, again, I want them to look perfect too, but I don't think it was so far off from the prototypes where I'm like, dang, dude, what happened? You know, even though that's what I put on my thumbnail. Like I was kind of like, dang, why did they do so much with this?
Well, with that Batmobile.
I am curious why they did decide to do so much with the texture on the suit. Like I was saying, like it looks almost like the NECA quarter scale figure. The suit does a little bit for me. But like I said, it's still Keaton Batman. I'm still excited to have it in the collection, but I am wondering why they made that creative decision there.
Yeah, it is interesting when it comes to the suit texture. I feel like that's the thing I've heard about the most. Before I get into it, Keith says you have the space to display, so you just get the Hot Toys 89 Batmobile with the 89 Batman, call it a day. Oh yeah, I wish I could. There's so much stuff coming out. It's like I am just like stretched thin right now when it comes to pre-orders. Thrones off says deluxe paid off, can't wait, don't care what the nerds say. Yes, he looks a bit like Napoleon Dynamite in his suit, clearly had a skin problem in middle school, but I'm pumped for it. Oh, that's funny. Venom Collector says I don't have a Keaton Batman, so I'm excited for this 2.0. The 1.0 guys seem to be upset about this one. I'm just excited I have a chance to get him in my collection. Yes. What's up, Connor? We got a channel member and a good friend, Hot Toys Hotline, in the house. He says, I spoke to Carl Newman, who was the movement double for Michael Keaton. He told me the suit was not this heavily textured in person. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's in like the actual photos of it. It doesn't really look like it's all that textured either. And that being said, I still like I think, yeah, it's not a deal breaker. I agree. But thank you for tuning in, Connor. Appreciate you being here, bro. Nick says, I don't know what it is, but I feel like the DX09 looks better to me. I ain't a Keaton fan though, so I have no real say here. Yeah, I mean, I've heard people say the 1.0 it looks better. There's been some debate about 1.0 versus 2.0. Let me see here. Yeah, I didn't even know this happened. Connor, can you send me this? I want to listen to it. I didn't even know that happened. Collection Obsession says the only thing about the 2.0 Batman 89 that bothers me is some of the face plates, but I'm still getting it. Yeah, some like the one with that one weird mouth one is interesting. We got Trash Panda on the house. What's up, dude? He says it looks good. I saw a comparison video. They are very similar. And Connor also says the most handsome panel in the biz. Damn right. Damn right. We got Zach Davenport in the house. Says, damn, I'm late as fuck. What's good, y'all? What's up, dude? Thank you for being here, Zach. Better late than never.
We just got on the Batman, Zach. Yeah, we spent about an hour talking Deadpool Wolverine spoilers and Lady Deadpool. So yeah,
so if you want to go listen to that one, it's always better late than never. But never, you can always catch a replay. So there you go.
So what do you think of this one, man?
So like I get the complaints, or I should say, like the criticism of it. Like, yeah, I think the texture of the suit is a little bit too much. Also, I feel like the upper, like when you look at the actual photos of him, I feel like the upper abs, this is like being really nitpicky. I'm just gonna like critique it objectively. I'm not saying it in any negative way or whatever, but I also feel like the upper chest area, like his abs are a little bit too wide at the top compared to like it looked like in like his actual suit, like they're more narrowed out, like almost like not a complete straight line, but they don't fan out as much up at the top, like these upper abs. And then his chest like proportions just look a little bit different from like when he's actually in the suit. Also, I know like there's been some talk about the cowl being more accurate to returns, which is interesting because Hot Toys, think about this, like Hot Toys works on, we talk about these other figures, right? We talk about like this Black Widow artisan that's coming out, right? Like that sculpt of Scarlett Johansson, they're probably going to use that on another figure. Like it's so good. Yeah. With this looking like more like a return style sculpt, and they just showed like teased like, oh, a Batman Returns 2.0 might be coming. Like they might just take this and use it and maybe make some really small tweaks. You know what I mean? Like they're just going to use this on a 2.0 Returns because that's like what Hot Toys has been doing lately, is where my mind went when I saw like some people talking about that. I'm no expert when it comes to Keaton suit. If you guys listen to Wolfpack Wednesdays, you know that I haven't, like I just saw 89 I just saw Batman like 89 this year. Like a few months ago was the first time I saw this movie, and Returns as well. So I'm no expert on the suit. I can just tell you like from what I've seen, but I get it. It's a bummer when like people have waited so long for this and then like they don't get that stuff right. You know what I mean? And I know it's not a deal breaker for a lot of people. We talk about this for a lot of figures. Like it's never a deal breaker, but like for what we pay too, like it would be nice to just get it to be like fully accurate. You know, it's almost like where's like what's happening where that's not happening. Like where's the disconnect in it not being like actually created like with the best accuracy. You know what I mean? Yeah. And some of that might be artists and stuff too. And like some of it's like up for like some of this is subjective, you know, and photos. Like some of these in-hand photos that I've seen, they don't look at like some in-hand photos I've seen are so good. And then you see another in-hand set of photos and they're not nearly as good. So it's like lighting and all that stuff. So I think people are going to be, it sounds like the majority of people are happy with this. But I get like I said, I get the criticisms. And I think it's important that we kind of criticize in that way of, you know, we want things to be accurate, but I haven't seen, did anybody cancel? I'm trying to think if I've heard, I may have saw like a couple comments of people saying like, I'm canceling my pre-order.
I've seen a few comments of that. Yeah. I do feel like this has a bit of a DX19 feel to it because I feel like we're going to get a Returns Keaton Batman that's probably going to be better than this.
And people are
and I know it's not 89. Yeah. And I know it's not 89 and I know they're different suits, but I'm just saying it does feel like that because there's so much stuff they left out that we don't get a sculpt with this figure. Some people have some complaints on the suit. Like some people, So like it feels kind of DX19y, where like I would not be shocked if we get another 89 we get another Batman 89 within like the next 3 or 4 years, So
sure.
Again, I'm still getting it, but I would be lying to you if I said that, a couple of the things bother me, but you said it best. It's not a deal breaker. But if I'm like reviewing the photos and that's all I have to go off right now and a few reviews, yeah, I mean, I'm going to point out a few things that just for me personally, it's kind of like the Mace Windu head sculpt. I've seen a lot of people say, dude, it looks way better in person. I personally think that sculpt is not good. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think it looks much like Samuel L. Jackson at all. But that's preference, man. Like some people are happy with it, you know, and that's what's
and
awesome.
I'm not gonna, like sculpts are like, I think another thing too is like, these are artists that are creating this stuff, like they're sculpting it, they're painting it, and like there's different sculptors for different characters, and like there's so many like you look at Heath Ledger Joker, of how many different head sculpts there are of Joker, customs, Hot Toys, now INART, and you look at like the subtleties and the differences between a sculpt. Like it's challenging to, I feel like, to make like the perfect sculpt for everybody. No, not everybody's gonna like one single sculpt. Everybody, there's gonna be people who have problems with it.
Yeah.
So that's just
and I always go to this, Steve. Like, yeah, when I compare this to the prototype images, like it's kind of like with that Mace Windu. As much as I ended up not liking the sculpt, like the pre-order images didn't really show much different. Like that's kind of the sculpt they were showing. This. Yeah,
figure, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Same with this. It's like it's not super far off from what we saw with the prototype. So as long as they stay really close to the prototype, that's kind of what they're offering. Now, when the sculpt comes back and we feel like it looks completely different than the prototype, that's when I get a little mad, because I'm like, damn, dude, like you advertised this, took our pre-order money, and now you're giving us this, So,
and I feel like that's like been few and far between. You know what I mean? Like that, like I feel like has rarely it hasn't happened much as of late. You know what I mean? What's up, D-Lo? We got D-Lo Collector in the house. What's up, bro? He says, just sold my DX09. Immediately pre-ordered this one on Pop Culture. Trust me, being able to articulate the arms alone is worth the upgrade. For real, like that's a good point too. If like you can actually articulate the figure and like pose him, like that's worthy upgrade when you get like the other changes that you're getting with the figure too. Also, this, like, we can't forget this base. Like this base is amazing. This is one of the cooler bases for sure. When it comes to figures, like this thing is like, you think about, and like, I know you can remove the gargoyle on the top, but you got to think this, like, this is a 12-inch figure essentially. And look how big this base is. Like this is like probably 16, 17, 18 inches tall completely, like with the base. Like this is going to look sick. When you think about the actual like full on display of this versus like the older one as well, like it's just like this, like, is way different, than a lot of figures I feel like that we get as far as bases go. The one thing I'll say is there's not a lot of room for him to stand on it, like we've been saying for all the other ones.
There never is with these.
But I feel like this one too, like you could display him off of it, or like you could display him next to it, or like 1 foot on, and it makes sense for the Batman. You know what I mean? Like it's fine. Like even just this, like this looks cool just like this with him standing, like standing in that, like on the base like this. This is pretty cool too, but this looks like his foot's like hanging off.
And see, that's the thing, man, is like that's the one issue that I just can't wrap my head around, is like why they don't put enough, I'm sure there's reasons that go beyond my comprehension, but I don't understand why. Like it's just like with a lot of these bases I'm getting. That's why, as much as I love getting these deluxe bases, as good as I think they look, it does irritate me that I have to really like almost force it to be in, like force the figure to be in a certain pose to even really utilize it,
Sure.
But what D-Lo said, guys, in the chat, like D-Lo, like listen to a lot of these guys who've been around a lot longer than I have. I'm just giving you like my eye test on this stuff in terms of all that. Like I didn't even think about the articulation thing. He's had the DX09. So a lot of people that have been around a lot longer than me with 6 scale stuff, who've had the DX9, that's the that's the opinions that I think I'd kind of lean towards more. I'll give you my opinions all day, but don't listen to me ever. Don't.
Well, I think it's good to have like you have to have, like, we talk about this on Wolfpack all the time because D-Lo and I always have just differing perspectives. Like it's good to have that. Like it's good to have differing perspectives and like disagree. I feel like disagreements on stuff as well in the hobby, just in general, because you want to be like, for me, a disagreement on something or like a debate on something is like just going to make you ultimately more well-informed in the hobby. That's how I personally look at it. So like I try to like learn, I try to learn stuff when it comes to that.
Well, it helps us as collectors too.
Beat yourself up, Justin. No, he definitely should beat himself up.
I need to this time, D-Lo. Yeah, I need to. And Steve's gonna dig into me as well. He's gonna really let me have it. But no, I think for me, Steve, it's like, I think it's good and healthy. See you, man. I think it's good and healthy for discussions like this and disagreements, because we get somewhere honest. It's like if every figure that's coming out, we're saying, dude, Hot Toys, 10 out of 10, amazing. Like, they're going to get, I think it's good for us to discuss it because we all want the best possible figure, or at least I would hope so at this price point. So I always like hearing different perspectives, even if it's a bit different than mine. Like, some people don't have any problems with the texture. A lot of people do. Some people don't, love the figure. So again, I've heard a lot of, on the spectrum of like great to bad, I've heard about every opinion on this one. So that's what's really interesting about this figure, is that
Batman always brings the hype.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's a good way of putting it. Batman gets people talking because it's just such an iconic character. It's a beloved character.
Yeah, people are really passionate. People are really passionate about it. We got Dash FR12. Not sure exactly how to say your name, but he says, "Hi guys, what's up? Thank you for being here, Dash. Appreciate it." We got Grand Moff of the channel, Eric Hankey. Says hello to everyone. Hello, dude. He says this new 89 Batman looks great.
See, there you go. That's that. I like seeing the different.
There you go.
Different opinions, man.
This is like another thing I've seen a lot of people talking about. They're keeping both. Like, keep my collection obsession, keep my DX09 to stand next to Batmobile, and the 2.0 will be used fighting Joker. So I think, like, yeah, I see like the potential to have two of these in the collection as well. Collector Joey says, "It's okay, Justin. I've been collecting Hot Toys for 5 years and don't know shit." Come on, Joey Bear.
Come on, Joey. I've seen those reviews, man. You're killing
Zach
it.
Davenport says, "Would love to build a dial for 89 Batman and Joker where they face off on the catwalk in the factory."
Oh, dude, cool. I would like that. That would be cool, Zach. Dude, you know what I would like to get to is like, and again, this is wishful thinking, but some of these bases look like they could click in other things. I would love it if we could start getting some of that. Like some bases that almost click together, like you could kind of make dioramas out of it and stuff.
It's hard. Cool. It's cool, but you have to make it so like it stands alone. Like that's the tricky part. Like you can't make it so like, oh, you have to have two of them for the bases to work. Like you'd have to have it where like if you only bought one figure, that base works fine as a standalone for that figure, but also it works as a diorama. I feel like that'd be the tricky part, because I would not want like I wouldn't want this base if it connected to another one, if it was like we're only getting like half of something. You know what I mean? That's kind of.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
So I feel like you got to, like, if they do that, you just got to be like, they'd have to be careful with it. You could do, like, they could do it. I feel like they could do it. You can always do like a diorama thing. But look at this guy. Grand Admiral. How? Yeah. Big yeah. Celebrates 6 months of membership. He just puts in all caps with an exclamation point. Sneak peek.
Man, where does the time
man?
go,
Thank you, dude.
6 months.
Thank you, dude. Wow, 6 months ago, you were just, I was your first sub. Wow. What a day. Yeah. What a day when I discovered how you figure. You guys can all thank me with super chats. Super chat Sunday, baby. Let's go. I need some super chats.
Don't
thanking me. I need
Not like
super
this.
Chats.
Don't use me as a way to funnel funds to your channel.
I need some super chats saying thank you, Sneaker, for discovering how you figure. The uncut gem of the 1/6 community.
Gosh, I feel like you're gonna be like that guy who discovered the guy who like
yeah.
I'm trying to think what I'm trying to think, but like you're just like, yeah, like I start trying to do some other stuff, you're like, no man, you owe me. I was your first sub.
Dude,
I watched that Kylo Ren review. I did.
I will wait until it's absolutely needed. I'll keep it in the back pocket.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah, you get to use that once. Yeah, you get to use that once.
Oh my gosh. Now you're out here telling people Justin is uncut. Wow. Oh my gosh. Collection of Sessions. This is a good question. So what do you think the chances are for getting a 2.0 Nicholson Joker?
I mean, I guess I'll answer first. I don't think the chances are great. I would say there's a 37.7% chance, if I'm being honest. Like, that's kind of the number that popped into my head. And I don't like to round up because I like to give y'all precise numbers. Now, all joking aside, though, I could see it happening. If somebody would be able to pull it off, it'd be Hot Toys. But that Jack Nicholson likeness is strange, man. I mean, that's another question for people that have been collecting some 6 scale longer than me. Like, it seems like it's a tough likeness to get. Like, I feel like they would have already made that figure a lot because Joker sells, man. I mean, Joker sells, like, it's probably one of the top 3 or 4 characters, I would say, that sell. So, like, if they had the opportunity, I feel like they would have already done it. With all this competition coming up, that's definitely something they could throw out there of like, hey, look what we got. And it wouldn't shock me if Hot Toys did it. So I think if we're getting one, it'll be soon. So we'll see. I think if we're getting one, I feel like it's going to be within the next year or two because Jack Nicholson's getting up there in age, man. So you just, it's one of those things.
I just don't. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is really interesting. Like, this is where, like, I know a lot of people want it, but the other figures are like, they don't really even need a 2.0. The other ones are so good, like Mime Joker and, the other one, like, they're so good. But also, like, Hot Toys has just been going off on Batman with the 2.0s, like, just crazy. We're getting 2 Batman armories and stuff, but Nicholson Joker seems to be kind of like the outlier of what we're not getting. So I don't know. I really don't know. That's a horrible answer, but I don't know. Collector Joy says Steve took Justin for me. I discovered Justin, Joey. Don't go there.
The only thing, Joey, is that you got to understand. I'm on this show. Nobody controls me, man. Nobody I'm out there, dude. You just give me a call, man. I'm gonna go on this show. I'll go on this show. Just know that, dude. Because if Steve thinks that, for 1 second, bro, just because he was my first sub, and now I'm starting to wonder, like, oh, okay, he became my first sub, so
be careful what you say here.
He could control my career, so he could.
Oh my gosh.
I'm starting to see the evil side of this EvilSneaker I've been hearing about. So it's been interesting, man. It's funny when the mask starts to come off, man. Just see a little slip right there. You look at his face right now. You can see the wheels turning. But I got sidetracked. Austin, yeah. Harrison
What's up,
Ford,
Austin? We got Austin Collects House. Thank you so much for being here, bro. Thank you for tuning in. This is a great comment. We thought the same thing with Harrison Ford, and we got Return of the Jedi Han Solo, and we got an old Indiana Jones. So it's like, it's just really interesting. Just really, yeah.
I would say the difference.
That's a good point.
Yeah, very good point, Austin. But I think the difference for me is, like, Harrison Ford has been going nuts with, like, going back to these older characters and continuously making them. Jack Nicholson portrayed the Joker one time. That's it. Like, he did it one time and has yet to return to any movie like that. So I don't know if that's would play into it at all. I totally agree with what you're saying. Like,
the other thing that's really interesting is, like, watch us just get a 2.0 announcement for that release.
Yeah, we're gonna
like,
get it tonight.
Now that this one has released, because I think too, with this one, like, it's interesting. I don't know how it works with licenses. Like, how long does Hot Toys have the ability to make figures from this movie? Because, like, this is a 2.0. Like, how does that work with Michael Keaton? You know what I mean? It's just very interesting. Like, if they had the likeness rights to Jack Nicholson, or the movie rights, and they still have it, and they can still make figures from it, then they should still be able to make him because they made this one. But who knows? That's where it's just like the kind of the unknown stuff about the hobby and figures, and not really sure how that works with likeness and stuff. Cage says, bet if Catwoman told him to do something, he would. You're muted.
Yeah. He's not wrong.
He's muted, but he's meowing to himself. Oh, you're back. This is dangerous. Zach says, I'm going to buy backwards for Joker. I think this is a dangerous time in the hobby to buy backwards. Just be careful. Justin says no. He said, no, don't do it.
At this rate, we're getting figures, bro.
It's a risk. It's a risk. Zach says, I don't think anything Jack Nicholson has come out from pretty much anything for a minute. Dude, he could. He says, "Watch me do it."
I mean, Zach,
dude, it's crazy. I mean, it's just a gamble. It's just a gamble. Like, it's just a gamble. Like, you could do it, and like, it's more. I should say it's more of a gamble now than when I started. Like, and that was a couple of years ago. So, but if you want to, if it's something you really want, it's a figure you really want. Another thing, like I made this point on, I forget when, but I was talking about like, if you're willing to take that risk and like another one's going to come out, the other ones are amazing figures. Another one, even if it gets announced, like you're going to be waiting a while to get it. Like it's going to be a while. The main thing is like, what price are you willing to pay? I think that's the main thing. What price are you willing to pay?
Yeah, for, I'm of that camp too. It's like, dude, Zach, you want the figure? Dude, I think Joey's like, he's being a little bit like, if you were Vader, he's kind of like, the name is just escaping me, bro. Why can't I think of Palpatine? Joey seems like he's putting this out there to cause a rift between you and me, bro. I don't know what his end game is, but Joey's a smart guy.
Did you say Joey's Palpatine?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Would you say you're Palpatine?
You just said Joey's a higher level of power than me. Oh, no.
I think Joey's playing 4D chess. Is what I think. I think you're still playing a little bit of checkers.
I'm muting you. You're gone. You're gone. All right, you're unmuted now. I had to put you in timeout for 5 seconds.
That's all right, man. So you do control things.
Oh, I can control things. I could kick you right out of here.
I would say, I don't know, man. You're kind of like the I'm trying to think of like,
dude, Phantom Menace Palpatine. Yes, please give us a
that'd be
give
great.
Us a chance for Palpatine.
Yeah. Let's move on because I can't think of what I was going. But yeah, Joey, I'd give Joey that respect. I feel like Joey could play that type of
Joey Bear.
Yeah.
I want to get his comment from Nomar. He says, I don't even. Yeah. So I want to talk about this for a second here before we move on from the Batman. But he said, I don't even get on social media no more. People bitching about everything, ruining the fun of the hobby. Now I'm so happy because I enjoy the figures, and the things I don't like are all my own opinion. Yeah, I think like social media when it comes to figures is like, yeah, it can be pretty crazy in the groups about like, there's just multiple camps of people of like, oh, like, just like won't go on the groups because like of this exact thing, or other people who are on the groups of like, just stop bitching. Like you're getting the figure. You should just be happy that you're getting the figure. Then you have the other people who are like, oh, I want something that I'm paying this amount of money. I want something that's really, really accurate. And then you get people who are bitching at them about like, stop being like that. You're taking it way too seriously. It's just like, it's a revolving door of just like a bunch of different emotions. But that's what happens when you have something that's like this. It's kind of like an art form, like when it comes to stuff. But I think like the last part you said too is like, you're happy because you enjoy the figures. The things you don't like are all your own opinion. It's your own opinion. And I feel like you can't take it personal. Like just period. You cannot take anything personal in this hobby when you're discussing figures. And you really shouldn't get to that level of like being personal and getting nasty when it comes to talking about this stuff, because like it's just figures. And I think too is like, if there's stuff that you really like, I feel like you should support what you like share the stuff you like with people, support what you like. Because I think that's the stuff that's important. Like if you really like something, you should support it. Because that's what kind of keeps things going as well. So I think like there's that element to it. Same with like YouTube too. You know what I mean? Like there's like, I want to support the people and the content that I like, not even like 6 scale stuff, but outside of that too. Like you have to support people in order to like keep stuff going. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And it's kind of like, it's kind of like the same with movies. Like, yeah, you're passionate about what you're passionate about. When you're passionate about something, you tend, even though we don't, necessarily maybe want to all the time, you tend to take it a little personal because you're thinking, dude, this is like a figure that I spent money on that like I really value in my collection. But at the end of the day, man, like it's like Steve said, it's you said it best, Omar. Like, you're happy with the figures, man. Like, that's what collecting's all about. And I like seeing different pieces in different people's collections, man. Steve's been making fun of me for months, dude, since I bought Fantastic Beasts figures, bro. But you still see him, dude. You still see him down there.
Newt
Charmander.
Chameleon Newt Charmander guy. Yeah, that guy.
Newt Charmander. No. But, you know, it's like Catwoman, dude. Everybody, you know, when that Anne Hathaway Catwoman came out, dude, I put my reputation on the line, Omar. I said, hey, this could be figure of the year. And then it got released, and, you know, people didn't think that. And I'll be honest with you, it didn't turn out as good as I wanted it to, but I still got it. And I'm still super happy with it because it's a character that I love, you know? So,
dude, that's
I had a point to this. Yeah, it's about that. It's about the community. It's about
don't let anybody influence your collecting unless it's in a positive way. Like when you're approaching it, when you're trying to learn something about it. And like, that's what I always say on YouTube. It's important to talk about this stuff. And, yeah, it can be, social media is crazy, man. Social media is crazy.
And I do think when people spend the amount of money that we spend on these collectibles, there is definitely more, there's more,
angst.
You're a little bit more irritated when something comes out the way you weren't, like, that's kind of less than what you wanted with this type of money, especially when a lot of times you either had the figure paid off or you've had to put money down on it. So, I mean, I do get why people get upset, but I mean, at the same time, like Steve said, dude, it's nice to hear a bunch of different opinions, because I feel like when you have a bunch of different opinions, you get to somewhere kind of like honest, you know? So like with this figure, I mean, right there, like raise your hand if you like this. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody online said that this kind of looks like Star Wars Theory. That's not a knock on Star Wars Theory, but I was like, you know what? It's actually kind of right. It does actually kind of look like Theory. If you were to like have a Batman cowl on.
I mean, dude, that is, I use that for my thumbnail because that to me is iconic, dude. I almost want to pose them like this, dude, because I just feel like that's going to be something that nobody else is going to have.
Nobody's going to use this faceplate. Or some people, maybe some people will. Okay, let me get to some comments here. He's the Lando. I have the power. They don't call him the good sneaker. Oh, you guys are funny. Theron's off says, I don't do Facebook or groups. YouTube already consumes all my time, and there's way too much nonsense on social media. Yeah, social media is crazy. Not all groups are bad. Some Discords are great, but Facebook is a hellhole. Yeah, some of the groups are just like, yeah, man, it gets so toxic so fast, and like people just like go at each other's throats. It's crazy. Like, man, there's so many other things that are more important than are arguing about it to that level, which is why we don't really do that here, you know. That's why we got the best chat in the world. And 66 watching. Execute Order 66. Hit that like button.
So you really don't see you getting this like at any point? Like you're just
maybe potentially at some point. I think maybe down the road. Maybe.
Yeah.
I would like to, but like I have a lot of other priorities right now. It's
yeah, and dude, that's the interesting thing about right now is that we are getting
crazy.
It's an amazing time, dude, because there is something for everyone. But damn, dude, it like you do have to make decisions. I mean, when you have to start making decisions if you're going to get Keaton Batman or not, you know, there's a lot of good stuff out, you know, and so
yeah, dude. So I don't think I would let the things that are going on with it, the critiques, stop me from getting this figure.
No, I'm keeping my pre-order. And again, if I'm really unhappy with it when I get in the hand, I can always, you know, sell it or something. But I think it's going to look better in hand. I've seen a couple of some really good reviewers out there, man, doing great stuff. And it does look better in hand. It does look better on video. So it's Keaton, man. And I don't have a Keaton, Steve. So I would have loved to have seen a sculpt, even though I wouldn't have used it. I'm hoping down the line, maybe with that returns, we get a sculpt or something. That'd be cool. I'd like to see a younger Michael Keaton head sculpt. I mean, we're getting it with that modern Batman, dude, but that's one that I'm probably passing on.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are not getting that one. But yes. Okay, let's move on. Justin, what do you want to talk about? Because we got some things to talk about. I know we didn't want to push the show too far, but we got some, like, there's a couple things we can talk about. Talk about this D23 leak, potentially, if we want to talk about that real quick. We want to talk about that real quick? Why don't we just talk about it real quick? Why don't we talk about it real quick? And then we'll move on. If we want to talk about the INART stuff, we can talk about that a little bit more to wrap up the show. But Let me see if I can pull this up. So I'm going to share from Connor, Hot Toys Hotline. Thanks, Connor, for letting me share this. I didn't even ask you, but you took it from somebody else, so it's fine. No, I'm just kidding. But so apparently I saw this earlier too, but apparently this D23, like the Disney Expo exclusive, Hot Toys exclusive figure for this year, leaked, and it's this Iron Man Mark 80 Avengers Campus Edition. What do you know? We're getting an Iron Man figure. And it includes a shawarma accessory. And I know like the Spider-Man came with a churro, and that thing goes for like a lot of money just to get a churro. Like you can get the figure without a churro for relatively cheap, but that churro just like adds so much value. So this one comes with shawarma. This one comes with shawarma. Dude, I freaking love shawarma. But this is what it looks like. It's crazy. So somebody like has this, like here's a picture of it. And then this is like the box. So it actually shows, like it shows like the box of it and everything. And apparently this was a leak, but not something I'm going to be interested in getting. They are just go crazy on these Iron Man figures, dude. It is just insane. But you have any thoughts on this? Any just you want to give me your quick thoughts on this? We won't spend too much time talking about this one.
Yeah, it's cool.
It is a leak, and like it look.
Yeah. All Iron Men are cool, but I'm 100% passing on it. I am already have Iron Man fatigue. I just can't do it. I'm already getting a couple of Iron Men. I already feel like I'm getting too many as is. I know they're doing artisan versions. Like they're probably going to do artisan versions of every one. So like, yeah, dude, it looks cool, but not even, I have no interest in chasing this down at all.
Yeah, I'm not going to go for it either, but Iron Man figures are just well done in general. Like,
absolutely. They're
awesome.
beautiful.
I wonder how somebody got this. Like, how did this happen? That's the interesting part. Cause like D23 is going to happen here soon, but it's just like, how do you have this like in hand? Unless it's like somebody who's like really behind the scenes. I don't know. But I want to say what's up to Jazzy. He says, what's up? So you stopping by to say hi. What is up, Jazzy? Thank you so much for stopping in, dude. Really appreciate that.
Hi to you. Okay.
What's up, dude?
Come on, Jazzy.
Come on. Zach says he already has a clean 85. This ain't enough to double dip. I'm pretty sure I'm selling my clean 85. So if anybody out there wants a clean 85, let me know. I'm pretty sure I'm selling it.
You don't say.
I think I'm selling clean 85. I think I'm selling Solo Maul as well, potentially.
Solo Maul. Okay.
Solo Darth Maul from Solo. I just can't I can't place it anywhere in my collection right now. Really, the Darth Maul that I really just want to have is the Phantom Menace. And now
you won't need another one after that one. That one's gonna be.
That's just I'm going to eventually get the Clone Wars one at some point.
That one, yeah, I could see wanting that one as well.
You can get him at a good price, though. Yeah,
you
can get him at a good price. I'm not dying to get that one.
This is the D23 one. Jazzy was like,
yeah, Jazzy said, what Mark 85 is this? So there was a leak, and take this with a grain of salt, even though this is this box looks legitimate. But apparently this is a D23, like the Disney 23 Hot Toys exclusive for this year. It's the Mark 80 Avengers Campus Edition. So there you go. There you go. Anything else you want to say about this?
No, not at all. We got to talk a few INART pieces. We were supposed to do it last week, bro. I got a few
let's talk about some INART.
We got to show some respect to these great announcements they've been putting out, dude.
Yeah, Zach, this is the 80. This is a Mark 80. The Mark L XXX. With shawarma.
Look like Super Bowls. Yeah.
I love shawarma. I kind of just want it for the shawarma. Want a shawarma accessory.
Dude, Connor, look at all those hashtags Connor's using, bro.
Dude, that's a lot of hashtags, man.
Dude, that's a lot of hashtags, Connor.
Dude, we got Darth Malik's missing lower jaw in the house. Let's go. I hope the Clone Wars Maul gets redone. It's a lazy release with a reissued Logan body with chest hair and all. It is definitely not... yeah, it could be a better figure. It could be a better figure. Okay, let me get this off the screen.
Yeah, get it off of this, man.
Okay.
No, I'm just playing.
Okay, we're gonna go back to, because I know I brought up Riley Review's video last week, and I'm gonna bring it up again because it's got some good up close views of of the figures that we're going to talk about in our Trash Panda says USB. I would say no, because right on the front of this box, it has the warning for the batteries. So I would say no USB. I'm pretty sure it's still battery powered. The day Iron Man goes USB, oh man, I will be happy, but also not happy, because what they're going to do to the Iron Man, like what if they just start 3.0ing all the marks? Like they're coming out with Mark 6 in the gantry right now. Like they're going to do, oh, here's a Mark 6 USB. Like,
well, they will. I mean, they
at that point, if that happens, I'm just buying a fusion reactor lighting kit. I'm not buying another figure.
It's all about getting you to buy the same figures over and over and over again.
Yeah.
On a lot of
Valkyrie
these.
Magnus says, oh man, I just bought a clean Mark 85. Yeah, I mean, this one's going to be different. The campus version is definitely different. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to sell my clean 85. I just don't need it. Just don't need it. Okay, let me pull up, let's finish up on this. Okay, hold on one second. Let's do, hold on one second. I just want to make sure what I pull up here is.
Don't share any personal banking information.
Whoa, editor. Okay, let me okay, there we go. Yeah, let me just crop a little bit more of this out so I can make it bigger.
Shout out to Riley Reviews.
Shout out to Riley.
Last week. Give Riley a follow if you haven't already, as well as Nick Collectibles. We could talk about it some other time, but I see that they post a lot. Like, do they collab on a lot of stuff? Because I feel like follow Nick as well. Well, I know they're friends. I just meant like I always forget if like Riley, like I know Riley did this, but like anyway, follow both of them because I know that both of them had stuff up.
Follow both of them. Follow both of them. Okay, real quick. Hold on. Let me go back some. Oh, brother. How many people we got in here? 66 people in the house still. Please hit that like button if you haven't already, guys. Would really appreciate that. Okay, let's talk about these guys. So, what do you want to talk about first here?
I want to talk about, yeah.
Yeah, we'll just talk about them. Like I said, I actually want to watch this show. I've been meaning to watch it. I want to go through it, but so INART previewed this at San Diego Comic-Con, and they showed like these Walking Dead figures, and dude, they look good, man. Like they look really good. It's crazy. I know the characters' names, and like I still haven't seen the show, but like I've been wanting to watch this because I really love zombies and like post-apocalyptic type stuff, but they look really good. I know we talked about this a little bit last time, but Justin, you want to go a little bit more in depth with kind of what you think about these, and like, is this something you're interested in doing?
To an extent.
To
an extent, I will say I'm trying to.
Dude, it's so good.
Yeah, it is, dude, and I'm trying to get out of this thing because I know deep down like I'm not gonna get everything I say I want to get. I will for sure get the Rick. Like the Rick, I'm for sure getting. And I know that it's going to be tough not to collect a whole line, but I feel like if you have Rick and Daryl, I feel like that's like the heart and soul of the show. Maybe a Michonne, if they did a Michonne as well, that'd be interesting. But I feel like they were in it from season 1, man. Maybe even a Glenn. As much as I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan and that performance, I'd personally rather have a Governor, to be honest with you. But anyway, dude, yeah. I mean, what's not been said, you know, these look great. I'm really excited for them. I think these are like super early prototypes, man, like super early prototypes. So I think this is like, they're only going to improve again, man. I got to kind of wait to get an INART figure in hand. I have like a couple of Harry Potter ones pre-ordered so I can really speak on more on their quality of work. I mean, I just based on what I see, and these look really cool. And even though the Walking Dead hype isn't what it used to be, man, I still think these are like iconic characters. It's kind of in that horror genre, so I'm always excited to see horror figures.
First couple seasons were great, then it fell off a cliff that wasn't even possible to hate watch. Everybody has told me this. Everybody says like watch the first 3 seasons or whatever, like first 3 or 4 seasons. if even that. I feel like I've heard
I do
people say it
think
like this
I do
too.
think that's where it like is the best, but I still think there's there's a lot of filler episodes in the later seasons, but still good stuff. I mean, for a few seasons after that, but yeah. Anyway, Norman Reedus, Andrew Lincoln, Jeffrey D. Morgan, like these are three that are going to sell really well, I feel like, and this is one I'm interested to see how deep they go with the line. I definitely think we'll get him a Michonne. I definitely think we're probably going to get a governor, just because I know 3-0 has done like pretty much whatever 3-0's done. I could see like getting redone from other companies, and yeah, man, I can't really speak on it because it's really just these photos right here. But just based on these, dude, these look really good. But again, with these coming in at like the price point they're going to come in at, man, I am nervous about like how deep I would go with this line. That's what I'm saying. For sure, I'll get Rick, but and if I was to get one more, it would definitely be Daryl. So
Yeah, luckily I'm not going to be getting any of these just 'cause I've seen like 4 episodes of the show. But they look very good. They look very good. Is this sculpted hair? Yes. Sculpted hair, right?
I have no idea.
Looks sculpted to me. Yeah, it's sculpted. They look good, man. They look good. Oh, here's like some kind of in-hand pictures. Interesting they went with this look for Rick. I thought maybe they'd go with like one of the other seasons, honestly. Like I feel like I've seen so many versions of.
I do like the sweaty hair Rick because a lot of iconic scenes with Rick has that sweaty hair. And I
sweaty hair Rick.
No, I do, man. If you watch the show, like a lot of his best scenes
like
are like, yeah, dude. And Jazzy, I don't know about a worst character, bro. What?
Governor's the worst character in the Walking Dead world.
I mean, I respect your opinion, man, but the worst character in the show? Come on, man. All right. I respect it. I respect it.
Ash Chase says, don't care for INART. Clash Obsession, going back to the Iron Man. I know he meant Mark 80, Iron Man Mark 80, easy pass. Tristan said, I'm getting kind of tired of INART. We already know they take 816 years to get the product to you, but they are a lot of show and no tell. Like we haven't seen Daenerys again yet. So I think their stuff is great, but we're seeing a lot of stuff. And the wait time is just, that's the hardest part right now. Like this is really tricky because they have a long wait time, still waiting on the Batman. And so some people just, well, we say it every time, like some people just now got their Gandalfs, like within the last month or two. So waiting on the Batman still. And it makes me a little bit worried when they're talking about pumping out these figures at a higher rate, because usually when you start pumping stuff out quicker, that means there's a chance that you're going to have more quality control issues. And when you're bringing people on board and you're like teaching them how to do stuff, like how experienced are the people who are doing this? So I feel like that kind of can lead to some issues. Another thing is like, we're seeing all this stuff and they're like, the Batman is one figure. What's going to happen when like Harry Potter, one figure? How fast are they going to be able to go when they have to give people a 4-pack of Jokers? Yeah. You know, like they're like one, like that's 4, like if 10 people order that, that's 40 figures they have to make for 10 people. Like think about that. That's 400 figures for what, 100 people? Like you're starting to add up the numbers when it comes to like pumping out this many figures. So I know like they're showcasing a lot of stuff, and like stuff is in the pipeline, but I mean, we're still waiting on the Batman figure that's already been out for a while. And it's just like, it makes me a little bit nervous as far as the wait time goes at like start. It's got to get quicker. It's just got to get quicker. That's the main thing. Their stuff is great though. I feel like their stuff is really good.
Well, especially when you, with how hard it is to, and you know, they have done, you know, his comment said it as well. Like when they do the global license, that's a nice way for, like, we got the Paul Atreides, Steve, like we're able to pre-order that directly from the site. But you always have to, it's a big NRD, man. I mean, it's almost like $100 just to get an NRD for this thing. And so I totally get it, man. Like I haven't had the bad experiences with them yet, just because I haven't ordered anything. Like I've pre-ordered the Ron and Hermione. I missed out on the Harry Potter one, but those are the only ones I have coming in. But yeah, dude, I totally understand the frustrating part of that. And I feel like if they could get their production up, I just think we're so, that's what I'm saying, man. With Hot Toys, it's like you're getting these figures so quickly now. I mean, look at this Deadpool that's going to be to us at the end of the year.
Yeah. Well, you have to think too.
Just,
you have to think too. Hot Toys has more volume of figures, so like when we're waiting for a figure to come out, like for a year and a half, we have other stuff that's keeping us occupied. That's another problem right now. Is like Hot Toys has like stuff that's continuously in the pipeline because they're an established company. So it's just like we don't have figures right now that are kind of coming out on a rolling basis where you're actually like, oh, I'm getting in an INART figure this month. The next month or 2 months later, I'm getting in another INART figure. It's like right now I'm waiting on an INART figure for months and months because it just hasn't come out, which is fine. Like the waiting isn't so much like I guess the waiting is a concern with how much stuff that they're showing. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like they got to start steadily getting this stuff out. I feel like that's the main thing.
Yeah.
I was say Zach says wait time will be better for all future releases because of global license. I think it'll be quicker for them to ship stuff, but I don't think I don't think necessarily shipping is what's really slowing down the process because like they're giving this stuff, sending this stuff to 1/6 Kit, and he's getting it out to people. Like you order from Kit, you'll get it stateside in like a few days. Like it's not. I think I got an INART Joker in like 5 days. So like I don't know if it's necessarily like the fact that they have to like ship it over here. I think a lot of it is just like their production, kind of like what John from INART like spoke about of like they're ramping up production because they need more staff to help with like creating things. Ooh, I gotta watch House of Dragon. I'm like 4 episodes behind now. Forgot the finales tonight.
Yeah, and I think for me also, it's like, for some of these figures and stuff, it's like, yeah, dude, the Governor. I personally like to. Plus, if you've read
thank you for tuning in.
And if you've read the comics, like the Governor arc in the comics is fantastic. But
hold your thought. Let me give a thought, let me hold your thought. Let me give a shout out to people. We got Miami's Nemesis in the house. What's up, dude? Thank you for being here. I thought I saw a couple other names, maybe not. Let me just get through some comments and then Justin, you can say your piece about this here. Thron's office. Yeah, I'm over INART as well. They just annoy me for some reason. Not worth the aggravation of the price, especially since Hot Toys is raising their game in response. Yeah, and like Hot Toys is like showing so much stuff. That's why I think like the Artisan line is like drowning a lot of it out because they're pumping out so many things that are comparable. Yeah, like he says, it seems like Hot Toys figured out how to pump out rooted hair figures since they have been ramping up on Artisan figures. Exactly. Like they're just like turning that into like we're just gonna take over, but they're also the pricing of them is also very high. Like that's the other part. Trash pan of the zombie apocalypse might have before you get these figures. Jazz, you love INART. I own almost all of them, but how long are they going to live on the we're working on production speed excuse? Yeah, like there's gonna be people who are gonna just not even consider it when you think about like how long like you have to wait. I know Hot Toys, sometimes you wait a really long time for Hot Toys figures, but like I said, they're pumping out other stuff in the meantime. Right now, like INART needs to like get a steady stream of figures coming out so that you are like you're preoccupied with what you're getting rather than just waiting so long for just one figure that they've done. And that's where, like I said, I get a little bit worried when they're gonna have to pump out 4. If they can't get me my one, like if my one Batman figure is taking this long and they're going to be giving people 4 packs of Jokers with 4 rooted head sculpts, like that's going to be insane. Like when it comes to how long are you gonna have to wait for them to do, like, let alone one figure that's rooted, but 4, like that's just like, that's where it's going to get kind of crazy, but we'll see. Collection Obsession, I've only ordered Superman from INART so far. Yeah, I'm excited for the Superman. I pre-ordered the Superman as well. We got Darth Reese, the mall fiend, in the house. He says, hello, boys. What's up, dude? Thank you so much for stopping into the show. Appreciate you being here. SG Collectible says, what about J&D? How long will they take? Yeah, I have zero interest in J&D. That's not in the cards for me. Tristan says they're also showing stuff and then we never see it again. Daenerys, Dumbledore, that old ass Superman. I think you have to show stuff though to like keep people talking, right? You have to like show stuff like this. Hot Toys did the same thing at this event, like when they showed this Terminator again, where they just show the DX13, they're showing Returns 2.0. Like you got to get people talking about what's in the pipeline. I think that's important too. And that's probably why, like you got to be excited for stuff they have coming. That's how you stay like engaged with the company. So a lot of that stuff is just prototype, get people talking, get some feedback. I get that too, but like, yeah, they got to start getting stuff out to people quicker.
Yeah.
Like, where's Harry Potter? Like they showed this like they showed the unboxing of Harry Potter. Like, has anybody gotten Harry Potter in hand? Or like anybody that we know? No, I don't know anybody who has Harry yet.
Yeah, and I think for
than our Superman. All right, go ahead, Justin. Sorry, I mean,
yeah, no, I was just saying. I think for me, like, until I deal with that experience, yeah, dude, I just know that when like Catwoman was out, and I know C-3PO was out for a long time before people got it from Sideshow, how annoying that was. So I can only imagine like having a figure paid off in full, especially an expensive one like that, and not having it in hand, knowing that other people have it, like that would be very, very frustrating. So I'm sticking to the pre-orders I have with INART, and then going to see for myself what that process is like before I just start saying I'm pre-ordering everything. But if we're just talking about how these figures look, and that's what I'm talking about, like they look great, like from these images. And same with that Michael Jackson figure, like that looks fantastic. So again, it's one of those things where I can't really speak intelligently on that stuff, but I hear what a lot of people have been saying about the wait times, and that is just brutal, you know. So hopefully they can get it figured out, because I do like having competition in the space. I think that INART has directly been responsible for a lot of this great stuff we're seeing from Hot Toys. And I think you're starting to see a lot of great stuff coming out from Caustic Plastic as well that we haven't talked about a lot, but they're doing some really cool stuff that nobody's doing as well. So again, man, it's just and even Mondo, dude, Mondo's doing some stuff. So it's a crazy time right now, dude. There's so many great figures coming out from companies, and like, it's just, there's a wealth of stuff to choose. And Steve's already got this picture. Lord of the Rings, man. Like, it just never ends, dude. There's so much stuff to collect that we're in a position to where decisions are having to be made, man. Like, it's tough. Star Ace.
Well, now we're like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. Now they're getting into the Walking Dead, waiting on the Batman. Like, there's just, they're showing a lot of stuff. Tristan said, like, I agree, wasn't that 6 months ago? Yeah, that's the thing, is like, we're seeing prototypes from a while ago. And like this Superman, was this, I forget, was the Superman shown before or after the Harry Potter figures? I don't remember if in our Superman, somebody in the chat, maybe, like, did Superman show up before like before Harry Potter, like as far as pre-order and stuff went? Because that's supposed to be this quarter. Superman's supposed to drop this quarter.
Oh,
it was like Q3 of this year. And there's been nothing about that figure for a long time. They haven't shown it for a while. Keith says Will Foxification has Harry Potter, apparently. Another thing, I think it's interesting when they do influencer batch, but like the figure's already released and like the pre-orders are already done for the figure when they have like influencer batch, who are like the people who are reviewing the figure like early on, which is totally fine. I have no problem against that. But like, you think that they would want it like to have the figure reviewed before they do, or like around the time of pre-orders, you know what I mean? Like, hey, here's our prototype of the figure, you review it for us and kind of tell you know. But I don't know, they don't do it that way. So okay, Valkyrie thinks that it was before for Superman, so it's interesting. Like, Harry Potter's released, but we're still just waiting on this Superman. Again, that also happens with Hot Toys though, so it's not like they're gonna just do it in, I shouldn't say that too, because it's not like they're just gonna do it in like announcement, pre-order, release order. Anyways, I'm kind of rambling on, but I just want to give a shout out to Will Foxification. I'm pulling up this video that he had from San Diego Comic-Con as well, and yeah, they showed like this Nazgul with this horse, which is sick, dude. Like, this is badass looking. How much is this going to be? I don't know. The horse looks like, I think Will mentions in the video, like the horse is kind of like a statue. But this is cool, man. Look at these die-cast weapons.
Yeah,
this is badass looking, dude. Like, this is a cool, imagine having this piece like in your collection. Like, this looks sick, dude. Pending licensor approval. But this just looks really cool. I just wanted to pull this up. I don't know if you have any thoughts on this. Do you have any interest in the Lord of the Rings line, or thoughts about anything you want to do there?
The Lord of the Rings trilogy is like some of the best films. Like, that's one of the greatest trilogies ever made. With that said, I personally am passing on collecting these figures. I think they look amazing, but again, dude, like we talked about, with these figures coming in around $500, it's like to commit to a line like that. Lord of the Rings is definitely a line that, like, I could not just have one character of. Like, I would need multiple characters in that line. I have to pass, man. But with that said, I think it's great that we're getting high quality collectibles from Lord of the Rings. I'm glad that we're seeing that. Hopefully they give people the, Legolas and all those characters. So yeah, dude, I'm passing on. I think it looks fantastic, but like we've been talking about for weeks, dude, decisions are having to be made of like priorities. You're having to almost rank these figures on a priority basis. And so, yeah, I'm passing on them, but excited for people that are collecting this line.
Yeah, I just wanted to pull that up real quick. Yeah, we'll see about Lord of the Rings. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on Lord of the Rings, whether or not I want to go down that rabbit hole. But I do want a Legolas, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Because I kind of want Aragorn too. I kind of want it. But yeah, dude.
I want everything. That's what I've noticed. I want every single thing that comes out just about. That's the thing. Is like I love all these IPs, but I know realistically I can't have them all. So, I mean, I'll just be transparent with everybody. I passed on the Artisan Joker, Joaquin Phoenix Joker, because I'm okay with the sculpted. If I decide I want to get the sculpted,
you wanted that one too. I thought you did. I thought you told me you got it.
I did, but
you got Artisan.
I canceled.
Oh.
I just want to be transparent. I canceled it, guys. 24
Justin's
hours
being
in.
transparent.
I'm being transparent. Like, I don't think anybody was like waiting to hear if I like. I wonder if Justin really did pre-order. I'm already getting the Artisan Iron Spider, which I'll be honest with you guys, I felt kind of like I'd have been okay with the sculpted on that one too. So the Black Widow was and that's where I'm kind of, and I'll be quick about this, but that's kind of where my head is at with these artisans. Like they are getting so frequent and so expensive that I'm now telling myself, you have got to have that feeling you had when that Black Widow was announced. That was I didn't even think about it. It was like, oh yeah, I'm getting that. These other ones, I've thought about it for a little bit, and I'm not saying you can never get those or whatever. Just for me personally, with that price point, and especially if they offer a sculpted version too, I'm just going to be honest with you, man. I can't keep up with this artisan stuff. So I'm going to have to really be selective with that.
Fair enough, dude.
I might have to just go sculpted on some of these, man, if the option's there, it's just, there's just so many artisans coming out, dude, that I wasn't expecting, so.
I agree. Like artisan is really tough, which leads me to the point that I want to bring up here about, or not the point, but for channel members, I always do a post on, well, I don't always do it. Depends on how packed the show is, but I did it for today. Like the Evil Empire Q&A segment. So if you're a channel member, I kind of put up a post usually early in the day on Sunday. If you have any questions as a channel member, you can post on this one that I put on my YouTube channel. And Batman Collectibles said, how can you be a hot toy collector without ordering the GOAT of all Batman 89? Great question. I don't have a good answer. One day.
Batman Collectibles, I've ordered them, bro.
Justin's getting it, so he's fine. Me, one day. But Valkyrie oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I almost canceled, and I thought, no. Because Batman Collectibles might find out. And then he's gonna wonder what happened. No, I'm playing, but I do have it ordered. I think Steve, I'm gonna make a guarantee on the show. When that Returns figure gets released, if there is a Catwoman at the time, I feel like we're gonna get Steve with that Returns line. I really do. I feel like he's probably gonna wait for that one, and I think eventually he's gonna have a Keaton Batman.
All right, you heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. The guarantee, and the guarantee lies with me.
And don't forget that his GOAT for Batman is Pattinson. So
I never said he's the GOAT. I never said Pattinson's the GOAT.
You said that movie was the GOAT.
Don't put words in I never said that movie was the GOAT.
Yes, you did, bro. That is BS.
Hold on. I never said Pattinson was the Batman, the number one Batman. I never said that movie was the GOAT. I said that that movie, I go between that movie and The Dark Knight is my favorite Batman movie.
You said that movie was the GOAT. I know you did, bro. I remember hearing it and I was like, what?
Pattinson's a GOAT. Christian says Christian Bale. Jazzy says Artisan Spidey straight up highway robbery, overpriced as fuck. Oh, dude, the Batman, the movie 2022 Batman, dude, the GOAT. I'm just kidding.
You just clip that, somebody.
Dude, I love that movie, man. I love that movie. It's so good. I can't wait to see what they do with it. I cannot wait for the Penguin in September. That's next month, dude. We are getting the Batman 1.5 essentially some point like next month. Let's
it's definitely going to be a bridge
dude.
to the next one. Yeah.
Let's freaking go. That's going to be so sick. I can't wait. But yeah, the Penguin, and then 2026 is going to be a hell of a year for movies. Freaking Avengers, Mandalorian and Grogu, Dune, the third one, Batman Part 2. Like that year has a potential to be a freaking just like absolute banger of a year to remember. It's going to be crazy. Yes, the Penguin. Let's go. Okay. Keith Lee says, I pre-ordered Arsen's Iron Spider. Looking forward to Rooted Holland head sculpt and suit with LEDs. Yeah, it's cool like they're doing the LED suit with that too, but it's expensive as hell, dude. Even the sculpted is expensive for Spider-Man. Yeah, like it's expensive, dude. But so Valkyrie put a comment in here on the members only Q&A for Evil Empire. It's a kind of a long comment, but how many of us were able to pre-order all the figures we wanted that dropped? And then how many of us are overwhelmed by the amount of figures given to us, creating this apocalypse of figures dropped? And then how many of us will stick to the plan we had before all these figures drop? So let's address this kind of one by one. So real quick, I don't want to spend too much time on this because we're getting near our end time here, but so how many of us were able to pre-order all the figures we wanted that dropped? I was able to get everything that I wanted. I still didn't pre-order Grievous or Darth Vader, but I'm going to pre-order them. I'm going to probably wait till like the exclusive timer is about done, and then I'll pre-order them. But Justin, were you able to pre-order everything that you wanted? Did you miss out on anything?
I didn't miss out on anything. I pre-ordered the Black Widow, I pre-ordered the Iron Spider, and then I pre-ordered the Artisan Joker, but I canceled that Joaquin Phoenix Joker just because, again, man, you know, and again, at least that one with the base, but $460. I mean, $460 before shipping and tax and all that with that Iron Spider, dude. That thing comes in all in at like $525. I mean, it's just crazy, dude. Like I said, man. Yeah. I mean, you know, kudos to you if that's cool with it. Like, I just know I can't at this rate of the Artisans coming out, dude. I gotta be a little bit more strategic. That Black Widow was an easy one, especially because there's not a sculpted, dude. But the Iron Spider, it's like, damn, dude, that sculpted is so good. Like, I probably should have just went that route, to be honest.
Yeah, it's I was able to get everything, but it's crazy, dude. Like, we got Grievous, we got Vader, Artisan Spider, Artisan Black Widow, Scorch. Like, I pre-ordered Scorch. I just pre-ordered Deadpool. Like, it's crazy. And then like this event and then the Dark Side event really like just did me in. That those two combined are just like, it's crazy. So the next part of this is like, how many of us are overwhelmed by the amount of figures given to us to create this apocalypse of figures dropped? I wouldn't say I'm necessarily overwhelmed, but leading into the next part of like, how many of us will stick to the plan of what we had before all these drops happened? I will say it's made me do you know, what I've been saying is kind of like a self audit of like going back and looking at everything and just saying like, okay, what does this look like collecting for me moving forward in the long game here in the next like year? Because I look at like into 2025 of how much stuff I'm interested in that's already coming out, and now they're releasing these they're announcing these Artisans like hotcakes basically. So I'm really looking at like just big picture of like, how do I want to navigate this moving forward? So I'm not really like, I don't think I'm going to cancel anything. The only thing I'm on the fence about potentially canceling is the armory from The Dark Knight Rises, because I'm going to get the other armory, and I don't know if I necessarily need the one from Dark Knight Rises with everything that's coming out. I don't think I'm going to necessarily. That's the tough one. But I'm just more so checking in with how my collection is going. I'm going to sell a couple things that I just like can't place very well in my collection right now. Stuff that I've had for a while. I'm revamping my display like hardcore right now. It's pretty crazy actually. So I'm just, like I said, doing kind of a big picture self audit, seeing where I'm at with things, and moving forward, really thinking about how I want to navigate some of these orders. Hopefully Hot Toys doesn't have a big event. I think that's another thing is like, this is an event. So they showed a lot of stuff. Like, they're not going to pump out like all like this stuff all at once is not really going to happen too often. But it sets you up for like a year where you're buying multiple figures, and like the pre-orders, like going into 2025 already with pre-orders is the amount of stuff, like I said, I'm interested in is kind of just eye-opening to say the least. So that's what I'll say about that. Just really holding myself accountable, staying in check when it comes to everything with how they been doing things lately. So long-winded answer, but Justin, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm taking it a step further, dude. A lot of stuff's about to get cut. I mean,
Justin's making cuts.
I have to, man, because especially with, I feel like if a figure comes out and I feel like it's not complete. So like if the reason I haven't pre-ordered that Deadpool, for example, do we get a battle damage with a head sculpt or whatever? Like I can always get the Deadpool later. You know, that's how I'm kind of thinking. Like I don't have to pre-order everything that comes out the day it comes out. So like that Grievous, I feel like is a great pre-order. Like I think if you pre-order that one, that's a great pre-order to have. Some of these other ones, Spider-Man figures, Iron Man figures, like the Batman, those type of characters, I'm nervous about because of the artisan effect. Yeah, dude, it's not like I'm not worried about potentially a 3.0 as much as I'm worried about the artisan effect. Iron Man's a perfect example. I have 2 Iron Man figures on pre-order right now. I already have the Iron Man Mark III. Probably going to get an artisan Tony Stark by the end of the year announcement. You know, I'm just nervous about it. You know, so with how much stuff we're getting at the rate we're getting, I can only speak for myself. I can't keep up especially with those artisan prices, dude. I got to be very selective with that. I'd rather get more figures and less artisans, because artisans are beginning to feel like the standard deluxe. Like it's beginning to feel like the deluxe version, and everything else is feeling like like there is no more standard. It's like deluxe and artisan now. You know, that's how I feel. So I'm getting a lot more interested in some other companies. Hot Toys is fantastic. I've been very pleased with every Hot Toys figure I've had, but I'm you know, these announcements that Caustic Plastic is doing, like, you know, the Bloodsport figure. You know, that excites me. Universal Monsters, like that's a cool IP I want to collect. And I think, you know, those figures really, to me, just feel like I won't have to worry as much about, you know, I feel like they're putting it all in with those figures. I mean, you should see some of these ones they come out with, like the Phantom of the Opera figure that they have on pre-order. It looks insane. I don't know, man. I don't want to harp too much on this because I don't want to go on this rant. I mean, I don't, you know, again, man, we kind of went over this last week with just the amount of stuff we're getting. I'm not complaining because I feel like it's an awesome time to have all these choices. But I do feel like when I looked at my pre-order list and you're counting up all that money and you're looking at the bottom line, you're like, oh shit, like maybe I don't need this, you know? And Armory is a great example. Like, do I need that Armory? I kind of want the Dark Knight Armory. I already have the DX19. It's just conversations that I think are healthy to kind of have with yourself. And so for me, that's kind of what I'm doing, is like really prioritizing like what figures I'm getting, what lines I'm truly interested in, you know. And again, man, it's tough because I really do love all these IPs, but you really have to, I mean, at least for me, I have to really start evaluating these artisans, because I'm going all in on these artisans and I'm like, well, shit, man, I really didn't need that. Like, I don't need that artisan Joker. Like, that's not my favorite Joker. I'd much rather have the Heath Ledger artisan. I'm getting him sculpted. So, like, why would I get the other one artisan? Because it's available. So that's the thing, dude. Like, 530, 540 a figure, that adds up quick. So for me, it's like,
ooh, yeah, it hurts.
It hurts, dude. I'm not saying they're not worth it or anything. I'm just saying that, like, and if you're pre-ordering, dude, I'm happy for you. It's just,
and you don't have the time to decide. Like, if you're going artisan, like, you're gonna pay that NRD, and you're like, that's kind of where I'm at with artisan, the Spidey. Like, I'm kind of like I told you, like, I don't know if like I for sure am gonna keep that one, but at the same time, like, I don't have I'm not gonna pay $800 or $900 in the aftermarket for it. I'll tell you that. Like, that's gonna be a wanted figure. That's gonna be that's gonna be freaking selling buku bucks on eBay. The first Tom Holland artisan figure, like, that's going to be something that goes crazy. So I'm not really willing to take that chance, but at the same time, like, they're not giving you any ability to really even decide if it's something that you fully want sometimes. Like, these purchases are big decisions, and they're giving you a matter of like a couple days to decide, or a week to decide. Like, it's really tough with all this stuff coming out. So it's just, you got to really look at things.
And that's the thing, is this built-in false FOMO that doesn't exist. It's like,
well,
it's a
market, it's just a market correction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's a guaranteed way for them to make money after a time when they made a lot of product that hasn't been selling. So like it's a market correction. They want us to all be like that, of like, we need to buy this because it's so limited, right? Like the limited appeal, like I've always said, is like the limited appeal is like something that makes you want to buy stuff. And at the same time, like you're left with a choice of whether or not it's something that you want to get, because like if you don't pay for it now, you're going to pay for it even more in the aftermarket. That's the really downside. Like that's the more negative thing. Like I think about like the Clone Commando, like that was one where I'm like, dang, is this something I really want to pre-order right now and have right away? I don't need it right away, but like there's no choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think that's me too, is like I will say the one good thing that's come out of these artisans is like, it made me realize, well, you know, what characters are you really wanting to collect here? Like why are you just choosing it because it's artisan? And be honest with yourself. And the answer is absolutely yes. Like I like the idea of having something that's limited. Like I like the idea of feeling like I have the best version because of all these 2.0s and 3.0. But to me, it's like, that's not why I got into collecting in the first place. I wanted to have like representations of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
And my favorite
like,
versions of that character. You know, it's like Loki. Yeah, it's like God Loki. I got that on pre-order, but that's not my favorite version of Loki. So like, why did I pre-order that?
You pre-order Artisan Loki?
Yeah. And I have regrets. Yeah, I can't wait either, but I have some regrets. I have some regrets, if I'm being honest, because again, it's like I want that to feel special, and I don't want to get into this thing that I used to get into with stuff that was like 1/10 the price, like with Funko Pops. And I was always looking for the for the sticker on the box, you know? And it was like I had all these like variants, and I'm like, dude, I don't even like these figures at all.
Yeah.
Like I don't like them,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But that's collecting. I mean, that's what makes it fun. I do like the chase.
Yeah.
So there is some good stuff with it. But anyway, I'll just wrap up by saying that collect how you want to collect. I personally, with everything we're getting and everything that we're still going to be getting, I'm definitely looking at that pre-order list, and I'm thinking, okay, which ones do I really need right now? And which ones do I really believe they're going to make? Because look at that armory, dude. Like before that one even came out, they announced that other armory with a second articulated Bruce Wayne. Like, it's just crazy. Before we even get these, they're coming out with like other versions. So it's cool, man. It's a great time to be a collector, but it's also, you know, I feel like it's a little bit, you got to be smart with it. And I know you guys are, y'all been in the game longer, but and that's the exciting thing too. I've been in it long enough now, Steve, to where I feel like I'm getting a little smarter with it as well. It's like I'm starting to understand release windows. I'm starting to understand how often they go back to stuff or when they re-release stuff. So I'm picking up a little bit more of that from just kind of being around it, you know? So, but we'll see, man. Like I said, Ahsoka line, Spider-Verse line, that, you know, I mean, damn, dude, look at all the stuff we still have coming this year.
What about Spider-Verse? Yeah, I'm not getting those figures, at least for now. But yeah, there's just so much stuff coming out, and then like it doesn't come out for a while, so you have to like, you might change your mind on something, and then like you have it's just a lot to navigate. You
forget the stuff you pre-ordered, dude. It's like the Darth Vaders.
Yeah.
Like by the time, like, you know, I got the Kenobi Vader, which is an amazing figure. I'm questioning, like, damn, I really do want the 40th figure, but do I need it? Then this new battle damaged one comes out. It's like, damn, dude, Vader, they're not gonna stop with this Vader, bro. There's gonna be 10 more by 2026, you know. So,
yep, it's hard because then like we're all talking about it, just like you feel that like they want you to pre-order. The market right now is like, we want you to pre-order. We're shortening the amount of figures that we're selling in our batches. Like they're trying to get it back to what Hot Toys collecting was before, which is, you know, you buy, like it sells out, you buy it, and then it's not available really on the secondary market at like below retail price. You know, they want their stuff to be worth more, but at the same time, they're pumping out so much stuff. It's kind of like, it's like kind of like, it's not diluting, but like when you have this much stuff, it makes it hard for that to happen. You know what I mean? So it's just, it's very, very interesting, but
for sure.
I want to get some comments here. Christian says, has anyone got Attack of the Clones Anakin from Sideshow? Yeah, I heard a couple people, some rumblings of people getting him from Sideshow, so it should hopefully be soon. Jazzy says, name a Spider-Man that doubled in the price. I don't think Artisan will be that either if there's a sculpted version. Yeah, I think the sculpted version is kind of a difference for this, but I feel like from what we've seen from Artisan figures right now is they're all like just because of the hype of them, they're gonna sell for more initially. I don't think that hype is really gonna last. I think about INART Joker. Like, I don't know if the hype for these Artisans are just gonna continuously last when there's gonna be so many Artisans that end up coming out. I feel like they're not really gonna be like crazy in value, but I do think initially early on when it first comes out, like that thing's probably going to be higher in value above retail initially. Is it going to last? I don't know.
Well, dude, that Artisan, the Joker that just came out, that sat around for a little while, man. Like that sat for a couple hours, like before it completely got sold out. So again, not only having the sculpted option, but I do feel like already, dude, there's this Artisan fatigue because now Artisan is like not even. There's so much Artisan out there now, especially with like other companies, that it's starting to feel kind of like, oh, okay, so Artisan's just like a next tier of collecting. Like,
yeah,
this isn't necessarily like they're going to do 10 of these a year. This is like kind of the new model. So it's just one of those things.
Yeah, I think the Artisan, I don't know if it's necessarily like fatigue at this point for me, or like, I think the main thing is we just saw it with this event. Like the further we went along in the pre-orders, the longer stuff just started sitting. Like I talked about with Artisan Black Widow, I was like, this thing's gonna, like, she's gonna sit. There's 6,000. Like, she is going to sit for a while. Sat. Artisan, like Joaquin Phoenix Joker, which everybody was so hyped about that, like gonna sell out. Sat. Because like collectors are feeling it right now. Like, you're feeling the pressure. You can't, like, some people are passing on this stuff simply because you have to pass. You can't buy like every single one of these figures. If you can, more power to you. But I feel like the majority of people, like, you can't spend all this money like in that short of a period of time, you know, when it comes to all this stuff. Yeah. So people are just passing on stuff. And that's the nature of these event style figures too. They could have spread these out, but it's an event. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Christian or has Anakin order underground figures. Yes, let's go. Nomar says, Steve, what's your vision for the display with the rearranging, with the arranging you're doing? I'm switching up some stuff with my cases. I'm adding some stuff in. I want to separate. I have some cases I'm actually putting over here on this side, and then I'm switching up kind of how my display is organized as far as just getting stuff separated a little bit better, having Star Wars. I don't want my cases so packed like this. I want to spread some stuff out and kind of spread them across. So I'm just like kind of separating some stuff, giving some figures more room to breathe. And then also I'm putting everything on crotch grabbers, and I'm really going to, essentially, I'm going to probably repose like the majority of my figures, do some more dynamic posing stuff. I just want to put like some more care into it. I've also just had such a busy summer. I haven't really had full on time to do everything, but still working on it, plugging away. But that's kind of what I want to do. Just get things a little bit more organized, better poses, spread things out a little bit, and have it like organized more by IP, and standalone figures separated a little bit more. Some stuff right now is just like thrown in my cases just because I haven't had time to mess with it. But that's what I'm trying to dedicate some time to doing that. Adric 23 is in the house. What's up, man? Thank you so much for being here. Says nice beard trim, dude. Thank you. I appreciate that. Chazzy says pose your figures, Steve. Yeah, there's some I just have in my cases just because like I literally just haven't had time to like pose them, and like I kind of ran out of space in some of my cases, so I'm trying to just like revamp some things. Like I like that's some figures I have in boxes right now because I'm not like, I don't want to just take them out and put them in a case just standing there. You know, I want to like actually like pose some stuff. So yeah, some stuff I just don't have posed right now, unfortunately. Okay. This is a good point. Like, it was a bad call to make Artisan a line. It's not a line, it's just some figures with wool hair. That's literally it. No better materials or advancements. Eventually it'll blend and disappear like DX. Yeah, I think like it seems like that's where they might be heading. If they can pump it out on like the scale that they are, they might just open up everything to like having an Artisan version. You know what I mean? Like they're initially they want to make it like limited right now, or they're going to make it limited to an extent where it's like, hey, we're making 5,000 or 6,000 of these, and anybody who wants one will basically be able to get one. I think that's like, maybe like a few people will miss out, but then when you get that many in the market, like people are going to be selling them, and it's just going to be like any other figure. There's probably going to be some grail anomalies, but it's just I'm intrigued to see where that goes. That's kind of just my guess and take on it. I obviously don't know for sure, but it's going to be interesting to see because they're pumping out so many artisan figures. Wayne Timothy's in the house. What's up, Wayne? He says, with all these announcements, I have to pass on some pieces that I really want. There's no way I can get them all. Exactly. I feel like everybody's feeling that heat, feeling that pressure. Brad says this summer's been crazy busy. It has.
And I think that's why Sculpted is about to become, and I think you said this last week, Steve, like Sculpted is about to become a very popular, like if they can continue to keep the standard. Now, if they start just doing deluxe and artisan, whatever, but the more I collect of these, the more I'm noticing, like, I love getting the deluxe. I feel like the value is there. I get the resale, like, you sell the base. I totally get all that stuff. But at the same time, just me personally, once I put the figure in the display, very rarely do I go back and pull out some of the accessories and switch it up. I like the options of being able to do that. But I just had to remind myself, like, dude, look how excited you were when you got the, let's just use the Padme for an example, okay? Like, I got the Padme in. I love that figure, right? Some of these other ones that I'm pre-ordering, I'm like, I'm really trying to space some of the pre-order. And again, it's not our choice because they come in at the same time. But like, think about how long a lot of people waited for that Kenobi Vader, and they got it in, and it was a 10 out of 10. Everybody across the board, people are talking figure of the year, and look how quickly that becomes almost, I don't want to say obsolete from a like how good it is standpoint, but like the discussion is now these other Vaders coming out. So again, man, it's a never ending thing of that. And I've been around collecting long. I've been collecting my whole life, like other figures, other things, movies, whatever. And dude, it's just how it is, man. I mean,
it's the
it doesn't upset
consumerism,
me
dude.
It is. And it doesn't upset
like,
me by any
real
means,
careful.
but it's something you got to be, you need to be aware of it. So that way you don't get really upset if like you get a great piece and then something else gets announced 2 years later, because it looks like that's just the reality of it with a lot of these very popular characters. So I feel a little bit more safer getting a iconic Patrick Bateman or like a
more niche character. Like,
somebody
just
like
a
that.
One and done. That's not going to
exactly.
be.
Yeah. And I think that's a lot of the pre-orders that I have, those aren't getting touched. Like those horror figures I got coming in from Sideshow, like the Beetlejuice, the stuff like that. Like those are ones I'm really excited to add to the collection. And Hot Toys does an amazing job, bro. And it's a business at the end of the day. But damn, dude, it's something we got to think about as collectors. We just got to think about like what pieces do we really need that artisan for? And I'm starting to realize that there's not as many as I thought that I need that artisan for. And so I'm really going to start being more selective going forward with pre-ordering stuff just because it's an artisan. You know what I mean? So
sure. Yeah, I would. Yeah, that's not what you want to do. I get, don't just get into it just because it's artisan and limited. That's the thing for sure. Collection Obsession says you guys are getting the dewback with Trooper. Oh yeah, 100%. Can't wait. Cannot wait to get a freaking dewback.
I think it's going to be incredible though.
Sand Trooper and dewback is like one of the most nostalgic things for me. I love Sand Troopers. I love the dewback. It's one of my favorite creatures for sure in Star Wars. I cannot wait. Thing is gonna be freaking massive, dude. Almost 3 feet long.
It's gonna be an incredible piece, dude. I think it'll be like one of the coolest.
So cool in the case. I'm gonna basically have to have a whole case for it. One of these cases behind me is 4 feet wide. This is 32 inches. Like, there's only gonna be like a foot and a half left of space from the end of it. That's like this from the end. It's gonna be massive. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what it looks like actually in the display. Yeah, I'm definitely getting that piece. Okay, let's wrap up the show. Yeah. Great show tonight. We went a little bit longer than anticipated. Sorry about that, Justin. But
no, that's okay. We had good talk. I'm glad we had enough to talk about for it. Yeah, I just wasn't sure if we were going to have enough. Yes, but that was awesome. Go.
Most anticipated pre-order. I'm super excited about the dewback.
It's gonna be great. I can't wait to see that getting into people's collections, man.
Justin, what do you got going on your channel, man? You want to tell the people before we sign off here?
Yeah, man. I'm pumping out quite a bit of content right now. I plan on continuing to kind of pump it out at that rate. I'm kind of, getting back into the groove of that stuff. So I got some different type of videos on my channel if y'all want to check it out. If y'all are interested in some other type of different scales and different IPs and different companies and stuff. So that's where I'm kind of focused on right now, is just trying to, just kind of getting to like, if I like it, I want to cover it. I want to talk about it. So that's kind of where I'm at. And hopefully you guys like it too, because I want you guys to enjoy it as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. If y'all want to support my channel, I know y'all already support enough just by coming to this show, so I appreciate it. But if y'all want to check out my channel, if you haven't, definitely go over there and check it out. I think, I think you'll enjoy it. I think it's good enough to get a view. You know what I mean? Like maybe check out a video of mine. But
go check out Justin's channel.
Yeah, but no, I appreciate everybody being here, man. Again, great conversation on a kind of a light. Well, everything's a light week compared to last week, but we still. Chat brought the energy, had a great conversation with you guys. So really loved hearing everybody's points on everything, and loved hearing your thoughts on this stuff too, Steve. So
yeah, likewise, man. Yeah, it was a great show. We had over 50 in here pretty much the whole night. So appreciate you all being here. Yeah, dude, it's awesome. It's really fun seeing how many people watch the show on Sundays, and just, how it's evolved over the past, I guess few months now. We're at episode 24. So yeah, really happy about that, Brad. I just want to get to a couple comments before we sign off here. Brad says Whomper Tauntaun. I think potentially at some point. Christian says great show. Wayne says where's the ATRT? Oh my god, I forgot about this one. Yes, this is going to be dope though. I can't, like, my Clone Wars display is looking really good right now. I can't wait to get this one at some point too. Jazz said good shit, boys. He was late. It's all good, dude. No worries. Thank you for stopping in. Really appreciate you tuning in to the show.
Appreciate it, dude.
Another great stream. Yes, Tauntaun would be awesome. Thanks for the stream. Great show. Justin, don't forget Universal Monsters.
I haven't. That's a priority, man. Truly, it really is.
Yes.
As much as I want all this other stuff, that's a true priority for me.
That's cool.
Yeah.
For my channel, not a lot going on right now. Like I've been saying every Sunday, I got just a really busy summer for me right now, but the show will go on Sundays. There's some stuff I need to open up. I would like to make some content. I literally am strapped for time right now in the summertime. So it's just really tough for me to make content like I typically would. It's just a really crazy time right now. I got just a lot of personal stuff going on. So apologize. I'm not putting out a bunch of stuff, but the show will go on Sundays. And there is some stuff coming up for channel members as well. Like I said, some giveaway type stuff. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Justin, great having you on the show once again.
Yeah, man, had a blast. It's fun.
Yeah,
man.
great show. And thank you everybody for tuning into the show. Thank you to all the channel members out there. Evil Empire, long live the Empire. Hope you guys enjoyed your stay. And until next time, collect carefully.